Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Noah Foster.
Count.
Good Lord Almighty. What happens in Vegas doesn't stay there, if you know what I mean. But also, another week has passed in All Elite Wrestling, and you know what that means. Hello once again, everybody, and once again, I'm back in the driver's seat. Welcome once again to another edition of AEW Spark, the conversation piece that covers this whole entire last week and all things All Elite Wrestling. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand, Pop FTW Productions, and of course, the voice of the JMN. And my name is Noah Foster. With me, of course, is my color cohort from zero to hero. It is Zero, who constantly walks the King Road's path, but also gives you everything he knows in his own flamboyant way in all things All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what I mean.
Boys. But like
Zero, good to hear you.
Yes. It is good to actually be here again. But like I just want to give y'all one heads up. I did not watch Rampage. I didn't feel like staying up all night just to watch that 1 hour of a 30-minute show. That
is totally fine. Noah, just cover that, and then just we'll have Zero go in the dark for the lulls.
Don't worry. I mean, we're gonna make this pretty simple because we haven't done this for a long time. But the fact that we literally are doing this following Double or Nothing, recorded though, but mere hours for the fallout, we're kind of gonna just condense everything to where it matters the most. And that is Double or Nothing, which everything led up to. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about Dynamite. We'll talk about the events to follow that correspond on Rampage, because I did see it, because I am what I am. And then we will literally talk about what followed corresponding it going into Double or Nothing. So it all would just be one nice sum up for each individual thing, because that's how AEW works, thankfully.
Yeah. Before we start, let me get my... I'm going to get another bottle of water, because this is about to be a fucking shit show right now.
Isn't it usually? Again, Owen, happy to be a part of the team and help you with this. You guys reignited the spark in FTW. Happy to do my part here. I thought I was retired, but I guess not. And of course, if you haven't already, go check out the Championship Multiverse Media watch along and see the predicting and all coverage for all things All Elite Wrestling that just happened literally mere days ago. And stay tuned for a simple take courtesy of me, James, and JJ happening later this weekend on budget-friendly StreamYard because I'm broke. Speaking of broke, some people definitely busted in Las Vegas. But without further ado, Zero, you're hydrated, you're ready to go. I'm ready to go too. Let's get right into it. So folks, again, we are talking about the last week in all things All Elite Wrestling, the go home to Double or Nothing and the pay-per-view itself, as we are recording this literally, kid you not, 2.5 hours away underneath the fallout that's happening in San Diego. So we're going to kick things off talking about, of course, the go-home Dynamite, which definitely gave some decent, hype into some of the main attractions, I would say, on the pay-per-view. Kicking things off with the most prolific and in-action champion in AEW, freshly screened Orange Cassidy, taking on United Empire's Kyle Fletcher, who currently right now is rolling solo since his partner is injured. Again, Mark Davis, get well soon. And Kyle Fletcher, he didn't waste any time here, unlike what happened with Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy after being endured last year. Immediately went right into it, flying on the outside of the ring, but then we get shoved into the turnbuckles, follow-up DDT on the apron, and then a beach break on the arena floor. Some of this match literally took place outside the ring ropes for a duration, each person looking to take advantage. And of course, Orange Cassidy, the guy that always finds a way to seem to pick up the win. As this match continued down the line, there was a crossbody press, transition to a Michinoku driver, nice near fall there. Hard right elbow strike on Orange Cassidy, continue offense, but Orange Cassidy refused to stay down for the 3. And by the way, thank you All Elite Wrestling for these notes, and Yahoo Entertainment. As Orange Cassidy connected with the first kick and then another Michinoku driver of his home, Kyle Fletcher, though, he rolled through and spiked Orange Cassidy with not one, but two Tombstone pile drivers back to back. and a sit-out Avalanche Michinoku driver, good grief almighty, somehow Orange Cassidy was still not down for the count. And as Kyle Fletcher was wondering what the hell I need to do to put down this man, Orange Cassidy countered back with the Grimstone Pile Driver and DDT. This match brought to you by Pile Driver and Michinoku Driver. And then Kyle Fletcher followed up with a thrust kick of his own, but Orange Cassidy got the roll-up win this time. And I would say, once again, escaped with his title, what he had left as far as a virtual life bar goes, because I can't imagine not one part of this man's body not being stored, not being injured, not being pushed to its limits. A hot opener, though, to say the least, as Orange Cassidy seems to be basically the guy that sets the momentum for the night, and honestly sets the example for the champions, in my opinion. What did you think about Kyle Fletcher's chance for the International Championship, Zero?
He had no chance of winning that. Like he had no chance of winning that fucking belt at all, especially if it's with Orange Cassidy, bro. This, like, I swear, I'm telling you, Orange Cassidy is the only person I will acknowledge as my sloth king, because this man literally is the living embodiment of a roll up. This man will win in any means necessary, any type of roll up, a cradle, a backslide, a freaking schoolboy,
a mousetrap,
a seatbelt. Like, this man will literally win by damn near any type of fucking cradle or roll up or anything. You can't beat him when it comes down to shit like this. The only way you could possibly beat him technically is if you beat the absolute dog shit out of him. Walk him like a dog. Send him, like, give him a dirt nap or something. But I swear, but hey, like a cockroach, he just won't fucking die. So
23 defenses ahead of the AEW International Championship Blackjack Battle Royal. Again, a testament
Jade
to
Cargill, eat your heart out, bro. I swear to God.
Well, you're not wrong there, especially considering the caliber of competition Orange Cassidy's had in less than a year for this title in and out of AEW, but I digress. All right, well, we're in Las Vegas, 777 here on the slot machine, as I'm going to give you 3 promo segments back to back to back, sum up short, sweet, simple, and quickly. Ricky Starks backstage for Nate Paquette saying he is sick and tired of being attacked by Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson, and Switchblade Jay White, and he plans on focusing this Sunday on winning the International Championship Blackjack Battle Royal. Of course, he, Jay White, and Juice Robinson have all declared themselves to be a part of it. And then he got assaulted and smashed with a steel chair, literally by the 2 men he literally is still butting heads with. And we'll see how that plays out at Double or Nothing. Following that, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, man, there's no rest in that backstage environment, talks about how he wants to do it the right way, and also talk about how important it is to be here in Las Vegas. Again, one of the 4 pillars, back at Double or Nothing's very beginning, back at AEW's beginning, May 25th, 2019. Says it always feels a little bit different than before, but one thing remains the same, the feeling he gets standing in that ring. That ring lets me be the man I want to be. And come Monday morning when I drive home, I'm going to do it as the AEW World Champion. Well, you got to have confidence if you're going to overcome the devil in Las Vegas. That just sounds like a Pineapple Express movie waiting to happen. That's not going to have a happy ending in both ways. And the following segment from there, real quick, FTR are in the ring and basically call out Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and said it would be easy to be out here and call you guys carny pieces of trashes, but the fact is, every step of the way, you've outsmarted us. But more importantly, you've been lucky. But this Sunday, your luck's going to run out because you've been manipulating our friend to try and get the advantage and try and claim these AEW Tag Team Championships. We ain't going to let that happen. We're going to send you guys back to TNA so you can go try and leech off Dixie Carter again. Damn. And they buried Jeff Jarrett's ass, as they should have. Dax Harwood then came out, though, and said, Mark Briscoe then, though, came out, and basically Dax and Cash explained the situation and said, Mark, listen to me. Don't let them make you look stupid. We will go to hell and back for you. Mark Briscoe understands that. We bloodbirds for life. But Dax, what was that pile driver about, man? Dax simply said, I apologize. I couldn't see it, and he couldn't because Sanjay Dutt did a spit take in his face. But Mark Briscoe proved he was, in this whole scenario, impartial, but absolutely sick of this shit. After after Dax offered a hand, but Mark slapped Dax right in the face and walked away, out came the Jarretts, Sanjay Dutt, and the Giant down the rampway, but Mark shoved them all out of the way, And then Jay Lethal with Satnam Singh. Mark looked Jay Lethal dead in the eyes and says, "You're my boy, but I'm getting tired of this shit." And I swear I heard Satnam Singh subtly say, "What the fuck?" And that was it for those three segments.
No.
So, Zero. Ricky Starks is still feuding with Bullet Club Gold, and every chance Bullet Club Gold has, they beat his ass. Jungle Jack Perry wants to claim the AEW World Championship. And at this point, Mark Briscoe, we're just asking, will he do the right thing? Because he has no side in mind or no side that he's playing with going into this AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Your thoughts on these three segments?
Before I go to the Mark joint, let's get these two first ones out the way because okay, so Ricky Starks is in limbo right now because he can't get rid of the Bang Bang Gang, so that's kind of a bit cute. And like and it's just the fact that like this man is getting tormented. He's literally getting fucking bitched around by Jay White and Juice Robinson. And at the same time, both of them goofballs are also in fucking limbo. Why, bruv? Like Jay, you was former IWGP World Champion. You was IWGP Heavyweight Champion, bruh.
Yeah.
The fuck you doing with Ricky Starks, dog? why you still tormenting that poor fuck, bro? Like, come on now. But it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's kind of sad because all three of these men deserve better. So hopefully this Wednesday, well, tonight because it's on Wednesday, this gets settled so I could see Jay White go to bigger and better things because there's so many shit he could do, and I would love to see him talk shit to Eddie Kingston again.
Oh man, Eddie Kingston promo waiting to happen, dude. Just saying.
He said, "What the fuck you doing here? I punch you." But like,
it's cold.
But Jungle Boy, well, George the Jungle just doing his own thing, so that's fun.
Simply put.
Yeah. So and he's keep being a fucking bitch because he's getting exposed every time, and it's just the fact that he wants to play a babyface when you're in the ring with a dickhead MJF, another dickhead Sammy Guevara, and a school shooter Darby Allin. So yeah, so I don't know what you trying to do by play fair with two dickheads and a guy who really wants to kill himself. So I don't think that that's playing fair is a good idea. I think just be like, I just want to beat the shit out of all three of these guys just to hold the goal that I deserve, quote unquote. But no, he wants to, be a it's the fucking babyface syndrome with Jungle Boy. And I can't wait to talk about him about his performance in Double or Nothing because this man made me so mad.
Oh, I'm sure he made others mad too. It was literally a callback to a choice of consciousness from last year.
Fuck your consciousness, bro.
The shorter devil did not outweigh the shorter angel. But stay tuned, folks, for our conversation on that.
What a babyface syndrome is annoying. But anyways,
yeah.
All right, on to my favorite fucking segment of this show.
Dax Harwood went there and sent Jeff Jarrett back to TNA in that promo segment.
It's not even. That's not the part that made it the best day ever. What's his name again? James. Shit. James. No, we was doing a watch along.
Go check it out, folks.
Yes, bruh, this shit had me dying Cause holy shit, bro. Mark Briscoe came in like, I'm sick of your shit, bro. And then proceeds to slap the absolute shit out of Dax.
Yep.
Got out the ring, pushed Karen aside. Freaking the right hand of God to Sanjay Dutt. Then slap the absolute freaking Double J Jeff Jarrett, King of the Mountain, off the fucking ramp. And then told Jay Lethal, I'm sick of your shit, man.
Straight to his face, eye to eye.
Bruh. Mark Briscoe, I love this motherfucker, bro. Mark literally.
He's as real as they get, man. He's as real as they get.
He did the slap meme in that birthday party video with that guy that slapped absolute everybody, even the cops, the freaking firefighters and shit, even the child. He literally just bitch slapped, pimped hand everybody.
That boy wasn't messing around.
But that shit was too fucking much. I was like, yo, this man is he ready to kill. He ready to beat up everybody. Like, take me out of this segment now. I'm done with this story.
He should be focusing on his destiny, pursuing Samoa Joe for Ring of Honor Television Championship. I can only hope that's where his paths are taking him based on this segment. One thing's for sure, Mark Briscoe wasn't playing any sides. And I respect that, especially when you consider, again, he's the special guest referee for this match.
Bro, like, I was just rolling in my fucking seat.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So what's the next shit that's going on now after these?
Well, you did mention Sammy. Renee Paquette.
Fuck me.
Interviewed Sammy. Sammy simply said, Max, you're going to watch this. I'm not going to lay down for you. You can't buy everything, and I'm not for sale. You can shove that offer up your ass. I'm going to take the AEW title from you. Again, another player basically claiming that they're in it for the prize. Sammy Guevara, take him for what you will. The man, he's standing on his own, and for once, it's not simply entertaining. He sounds serious in wrestling, so I respect the gumption. Speaking of respect, you have to respect your current Trios champions that have reset the entire identity of the Trios division. As the members of the House of Black rise, and they basically cold-cock this friggin' Ring of Honor trio under the weird, they gotta figure out a better way with that lining scheme. I'm just saying. Anyway, it was an AEW World Trios Championship open house match. The House of Blacks, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, Brody King, took on this time Ring of Honor's Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik. In the Oregon, the Ring of Honor trio got the better of the two. Well, actually, I take that back. No, Malachi Black blasted AR Fox with back elbow strike. That Dutch Muay Thai background coming to play. But Brody King then gets caught with a corkscrew kick by All Heart Blake Christian off the hot tag. And then we get a slight trip up, and this is when the House of Black turns into their match. With there being a 20 count on the outside, you got your dose of violence. And we all love that, as they were bombarded on the outside of the ring. Then Metalik and Blake Christian, they flew over the top rope to the outside. AR Fox, though, it looked like he was serving up pump kicks to Brody King, but Brody clobbered him with a clothesline that would make Stan Hansen turn over with a smile on his grave. AR Fox then tried to use the implosion senton, successfully landed on the House of Black on the outside. Julia Hart, I think that was probably the only moment she showed concern to that whole match. And then Buddy Matthews was the guy here who curb stomped AR Fox back to Monday Night Raw 2020. Locked him in a gorilla clutch. And this shows the flexibility and the resourcefulness and the dynamics of the House of Black, which makes this trio so damn effective and dynamic. Submission win this time courtesy of Buddy Matthews as AR Fox tapped out. The House of Black wins and continues to win. And in fact, 1 year ago, this foursome became a foundation in AEW at Double or Nothing itself. Fun trios match, though.
It was a fun trios match. I'm always happy to see my boy AR Fox, bro, because that when I known AR Fox since CZW, bro. He was fucking amazing.
Still is.
Yes.
I remember discovering him in Lucha Underground, where I thought he was left off for dead in that Hell of War match where he went for that glass panel. I still can't believe he took that shit.
That double stomp off the ladder to the glass freaking plane was fucking nuts. I'm like, yo,
fuck,
this motherfucker's dead.
He should have been.
But like, the House of Black, you like, do you honestly think that the opponents that the House of Black, took on was even enough to beat them? No. You think there's 3 random goofballs going up against the House of Black? Do you think the 3 makeshift team had a chance?
Depends on the combination. It's one of those things, Zero. The sum of the parts versus the parts of the sum. This Ring of Honor trio was not the sum that was needed to overthrow the House of Black in this scenario.
Nah, man, the House always wins regardless. They bust.
Hear that?
Apparently, so.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, to be fair, this trio, they once had a chance to bring our 6-member tag team champions, as you know, on pay-per-view against the Embassy, or excuse me, now they're known as the Mogul Embassy. They came much closer in that match than they did here, but they still have a good trios dynamic. But at the end of the day, right now, there's now a more effective, dynamic, dominant trio, in my opinion, than the House of Black.
I want to see more of my boy, Buddy, though.
Buddy, I can't believe how underutilized, in my opinion, that guy's been. Now that he's part of this whole trios presentation dynamic, we're starting to see a whole lot more of him, what he could actually do in the ring. Now we're getting more of the technical side of him. I'm just still waiting on the day we finally get him versus Kenny Omega one-on-one, knee for knee. But
let's be honest here, though. The fucking ending of the match. That shit was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the curb stomp was enough, in my opinion. Nope, I'm going to make sure your ass taps out.
Not even just the fucking tap out. It's just the ending sight of everybody getting fucked up.
Trio submissions, yeah.
Yes, that shit was so sick. One homie is dangling out of the fucking ring. Man's getting tormented in the fucking ring. It's like everybody in the heel hook. And then the other poor fuck.
That clutch. Game over.
That shit is insane. Like, I'd never seen a more crazy ass ending to a trios match than ever. Basically, what they're saying is that all of y'all will get the smoke. Just because one of your guys legal, we're gonna fuck up y'all both too. We're gonna show you why the house always wins. We're gonna show you why that we are one of the most dominant trios in AEW, because half the damn trios are makeshift teams.
Well, considering this is their 3rd, I believe, now defense under these open house rules, and they've already beaten Bandito and the Best Friends, which was the closest thing to a trio you had next to Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, and that was before open house was established. Even before open house was established, they already beat the JIS, Chris Jericho, and Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara, and the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt, and Nick Jackson. Yeah, again, at this point, it's going to take a really unique dynamic, not necessarily founded, but somehow just can literally complete a perfect picture to dethrone these trios champions under these circumstances. It allows for more opportunistic, flexibility in the trios division, but I'm not exactly sure what 3 pieces of the formula work to stop the House of Black from winning at this point. It wasn't these 3.
It's going to take a lot of trial and errors for everybody, but now with this freaking site, count your blessings and it can let all come so we can see who is truly the best of trios. Well,
to happen in AEW or to be founded in AEW. Again, it might be a trio we haven't seen yet. Well, only time will tell. But we talk about, trios. We talk about the Elite. Let's go ahead and talk about the other side of the Elite in pro wrestling, the Blackpool Combat Club.
Real quick before you do, I have a story I want to tell you guys real quick.
Go ahead.
So, as you guys are doing this show, I literally was editing a video in the background, but nothing picked up because I figured out how to figure it out. But if you guys heard me mute it, that's why. So, Noah, you're gonna do what we did last time, which is go to the fucking little promotion thing again, and then I'll be able to like insert it in after the fact. But yeah, that's what I was doing. That's why you guys saw me muting on actual Discord, which I never usually do. But yeah, continue. Cool.
The production man. I mean, heck, even the scrum had a freaking botch at the point, so it's all good. Anyway, Blackpool Combat Club that seems to have no botches in their game. Moxley, simply put, calls themselves the best in the world. Keyword, we are the best in the world. And I don't say that lightly. When I say that my hand doesn't shake, I say that because that is the standard we set for ourselves. There is nobody better at this job than us. This is the major leagues. Are you willing to stand in the line of fire? Well, this Sunday, we will deliver. And they also probably will stand too. Again, Blackpool Combat Club, they are the force to be reckoned with in AEW. Self-proclaimed by Jon Moxley, and honestly, in the fans' eyes, probably very true. But we'll see if the Elite can hold up to that moniker and surpass it. Or are they just a big old marketing gimmick at this point, too?
Fucking
So, promo by Jon Moxley.
like what more should I say about the Elite? They are both a marketing thing and they're legit. The thing is,
according to Jon Moxley, though, they aren't as legit, or should I say real, as Blackpool Combat Club. Keep that in mind.
If you want to be real, no the fuck they ain't. If you want to be legit, like my definition of real is actual like wrestlers who really going to fucking wrestle. So the Blackpool Combat Club, they are wrestlers who really want to wrestle. The Elite, they're a different story. Okay, so here's one because I have a few case notes. The first note is basically like this, all right?
Go for it.
Okay. The Elite known for how they are in the ring, their whole mannerisms, how they, marketed themselves and how they do shit. So you have the Young Bucks, right? The spot monkeys, super kicks, spots, bullshit, and sometimes they might actually wrestle. Kenny Omega, the best bout machine. No arguments there.
No.
Somewhat. But like he could go come to work from how he is now to New Japan days. It's like two different things. His New Japan days, he actually is fucking working. Down here, he is working, but since he's got more comfortable with his friends, then he started to be a little bit more goofy at times. So I kind of see the reason why that Blackpool Combat Club will say they ain't real, which is kind of true, but they are legit. Because if you not see their fucking work rate and how they do things when they really want to do it, they are legit. Yep. So in a sense, both sides of the argument is, valid. But my thing is, with Blackpool, good lordy, you're the one way to take down that fucking group is to go for the heart, which is Moxley. Because he is the heart of the fucking group. Bryan Danielson, he is the wrestler of the group. Claudio, I don't know what to label this man, but he is like damn near superhuman at times. Fucking Wheeler Yuta.
The label right there.
Wheeler Yuta, a fucking young boy.
Prototype. Let's call it a prototype.
He's a prototype. He is still work in progress. Shooter, even though he's not an official member, I still count Shooter as a member because that is Moxley's.
That's Moxley's young boy.
Kidnapped victim.
I mean, you could call it what you want, but
technically kidnapped this man.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes you need that edge once again, and now Shadumino doesn't look like the all-dawning, bright, colorful rock star. Now he's the disgruntled worker out to prove we are the generation to lead New Japan Pro Wrestling. And
you hear that, Okada?
He's attacking the heart. Yeah, he's attacking Okada.
You hear that, Okada?
In fact,
new generation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just put it out there. Side tangent. Kazuchika Okada is tired of point on point, in his eyes, these young boys trying to step up and make a case for themselves at his expense. Kenta Kiyomiya tried that for Pro Wrestling Noah. He was the freaking GIC heavyweight champion. He got mollywopped at the Tokyo Dome during Cage
I was
Widow's
mad
last
as shit,
Pro
bro.
Wrestling show.
I was
All
mad
right?
as shit for that.
Okada added insult to it. He was like, yeah, I hit you with the Rainmaker. I'm going to hit you with it again. Don't challenge me again, young boy, from Pro Wrestling Noah. And Pro Wrestling Noah versus NJPW was a whole nother conversation. And then you got Ren Narita, the son of Strong Style, son of, in essence, living reincarnation of Katsuyori Shibata. He tried to step into Kazuchika Okada. Yeah. And, of course, now Okada has one of his, or literally his, IWGP Never Openweight Six-Man Tag Team Championships. Now you got Shota Umino, who's trying to make a name off of Okada, and is literally saying that Dominion, he is going to personally not only get the win for his team and take the title off Okada, he's going to pin him.
I hope he does. Because I'm at the point where I'm like, Okada, shut the fuck up, bro.
I mean, again, 30 some odd year old legend, freaking first bout Hall of Famer, Immortal, New Japan Pro Wrestling history. You kind of have rights to that type of ego now, and honestly, I'm fine with this Okada attitude. It actually makes Okada much more compelling to me.
Yes, it makes him more like a dickhead, but
as it should
be. He's a fucking dickhead.
He's that damn good. He's got to be a dickhead.
I would never forgive him what he did to Kaito, bro. That was foul. That was foul.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure the people booed him out of the building. He wanted to make an example out of Kenta Kiyomiya. He did just that.
But back to AEW.
Yeah, back to the click. But anyway, yeah. So, folks, the Elite, quote unquote, will be talked about when we get to Sunday's double main event. Stay tuned. Let's keep running down this card. Talking about the other half of this seems to be a constant now for AEW pay-per-views. The double main event, as we learned, it's called the Pillars 4-Way. So we heard from Jungle Boy. We heard from Sammy. That leaves two. Cue the Devil returning to Las Vegas, cutting his music immediately. And literally, this guy plays both sides. He literally said, yes, we are the Pillars. We are homegrown. And I understand that this is the main event of the pay-per-view. I'm fully aware how important this match is. I'm intelligent enough to know that the odds are not in my favor. But again, we are 4 years ago, people you didn't know. And 4 years later, we have been the absolute best. And we're not just part of AEW. We are AEW. But to be honest, I'm sick of this place. I'm sick of the lack of competition. I'm sick of the AEW fans not showing me the respect I so greatly deserve. Tony Khan knows that. Tony also knows that my contract's coming up. Facts are facts. You should be worried, though, boss man, because I may just take my ball and go home. Because this Sunday, you people are going to find out that these three men are supremely talented, but like the rest of the roster, none of them are on the level of the devil. Cue the exact opposite contrast of this champion to somebody who was a TNT champ at the expense of Cody Rhodes. And we saw how long he went for that story to become undeniable to get that prize. Darby Allin, literally the people's champion waiting to happen. And MJF literally cut his music immediately. But he was glad that Darby came out, but he's busy. Darby suddenly says, Max, I've lost a lot in life. And we all know the story of Darby Allin, good God almighty. But I've never lost my mind. Back in 2011 when I graduated from high school, people told me to play it safe. I am not a puppet, though. And I said, to hell with that. I was not going to just be the guy to get the simple degree, end up working in retail or something beyond that in between. But I want to become the face of AEW. To become the face of AEW, I need to become the world champion. And this Sunday, I plan on taking your title, and I might even do it with, wink, wink, a headlock takeover. Full gear callback, anybody? MJF subtly, just like what Ricky Starks did before Winter is Coming, subtly out-promo the man for a second, but MJF's like, and kicked him around the balls. And as he looked for the loaded right hand with the 100K Dynamite diamond ring, out come the other pillars. Sammy Guevara, who ran down, and Max got the hell out of Dodge. But not before Jungle Boy Jack Perry came down, not MJF on the entrance with a clothesline, and picked up the title. The subtleness in Sammy and being the pride of he is of AEW, even if it's not all the fans' eyes based on history, the just down-to-earth nature and the more outspoken presentation lately or encouragement of one Darby Allin, no doubt enforced by Sting. And then you have Jungle Boy Jack Perry, who's always been the sympathetic babyface, but maybe he's realizing while holding that in hand, if I really want this to be mine, maybe I need to try and just change my ways at least for one night. At least maybe that's what was going through his head. As all the pillars looked amongst each other and MJF was not done on the floor, your pillars four-way, the talk was over. All that's left between us and the match was time. A subtle way for a final go-home interface among all four.
It, well, I don't know what the fuck to say about this shit. Like, it was so subtle.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really feel like we reached to the part
Pinnacle.
where
Just call it what it is. The pinnacle.
Yeah, it was just so fucking subtle. Like, I don't really know how to feel about that whole like, uh, like I get Darby's like reason, and I'm kind of on the same boat with Darby currently, because like the one thing I could relate to him is that like a lot of people do, they want to play it safe, can get a college degree and go do just jobs and just be there and shit. But for people like me and Darby, we actually have our dreams. We want to be a wrestler, and Darby did it. I'm still stuck though, but but
God bless
like
you. And also,
no,
AEW encourages Darby Allin to just be himself. They literally
yes,
let him choose who he wants to be. He literally has no red tape attached to him in any capacity.
yeah, and that I really fuck with him. But I would still fucking make fun of him, just out of love because he's he's a really fucking good wrestler, and I'm happy that he's not stuck in purgatory again with the TNT title, but Darby, not right now, bro. You will catch your time. All those times I talk shit about you, yes, I do, because why not? But like,
Someone has to, right?
yeah, but like, not right now, Darby. Sammy, look, man. People know I don't really fuck with you for real, but not right now too. Not right now, bro. You gotta earn my trust too. But Jungle Boy, quit being a fucking bitch, bro. Take the shot. You'll feel good afterwards. But this whole segment was just so fucking subtle. And this is the final segment to go to the to go to the main event, quote unquote. You're gonna talk about that, and I kind of have a rant about that too, because that shit kind of made me mad. But
I don't blame you.
but this is your final segment. It should end off with a bang. But no, it did what MJF did to Darby Allin. Hit me with a low blow. Like, come on, bro. Can it be like one big ass brawl or like one final big ass heart to heart promos from everybody in their face? Why does it have to be Darby talking about his black and white a sob story just to get kicked in the fucking dick? Then to have Sammy Guevara come out and just try to help you, and Jungle Boy dropping MJF and look at the title like this should be mine and not do anything else, bro. This segment was a fucking piss poor thing, bro. Next thing, move on.
That's fine, man. I definitely appreciate the take, and I totally agree. When I think about your AEW Championship, it should be the biggest focus of your go home, and you should go out guns a-blazing into and off of your go home. And it didn't really do that. Again, like I usually say, sometimes the go homes are hit and miss for some of the matches. The countdown adds a whole lot more context to the matches in question, including this one. Countdown gave me so much more than several weeks of promos these last few weeks of Dynamite did. That's why I'm more focused on the countdown. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on from there as we count down to maybe the streak ending of one bitch, Jade Cargill. As Tyler Valkyrie looks to send one last message to the current TBS champion. And it was at the expense of Lady Frost. Nice to see Lady Frost on the screen again. Good for her getting an
Yes.
entrance. Good match.
Sir.
As Taya took Lady Frost down with a waist lock and they were going, Lady Frost was able to take Taya down with the head scissors. Nice early mat-based exchange. Taya, though, came back with a sliding lariat, though, for the first near fall, but then got distracted by Jade Cargill, Layla Gray, and Smart Mark Sterling on the stage. And that allowed for Lady Frost to mount a small comeback here until Taya speared Lady Frost in the last week, but then Lady Frost came back with a nice roundhouse kick. Then Taya followed up with the backbreaker, hoisted Lady Frost up, and took her the road to Valhalla, because now that move is legal, Jade. Message sent. Another win for Taya. Jade, let's see if you can make it 2 in a row. For Taya, it's truly double or nothing. Subtle. Again.
Yeah. I see why people like Lady Frost, and I'm slowly being
She's a
a
very
fan for her.
dynamic athlete in the ring. She has a lot of upside to her, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of want to see more of her, and that's pretty much it right now. So
obligatory women's match here. Also,
Oh,
Tony
yeah.
Storm was talking about she was going to take that title from Jamie Hayter because nobody wants to see you as a champion, and recalling what happened at Full Gear. But now she has friends of her own. So still a bill for the AEW Women's World Championship as well, because again, Jamie Hayter dealing with an injury extent unknown. That's why Jamie Hayter was not involved on this show at all in any capacity. But it was out of Rampage that the Pillar and the Warrior would be in tag team action against Nyla Rose, Marina Shafir, among other events to happen on Rampage as well. And we're going to slowly go through Rampage rather quickly because the show was so brief. The All Elite Wrestling website didn't even have a results link for it. So anyway, talk more about that later. And speaking of talking about things, hey folks, it's official, AEW Collision, and I'm very excited to say that our premiere for Collision will take place from, who didn't see this coming? Chicago, Illinois, the United Center.
Yay,
That's
whatever.
all for
I don't
now.
give a fuck.
Okay, so moving on from there.
Fuck off, Tony Khan. I'm getting sick of
Seriously, I'm just going to put this out there right now. These should be simple YouTube things, exclusives, whatever the hell you want to call them. It should not... Dude, Twitter is the worst thing in this world today, all right? Anyway, moving on from there. We're not going to go into a rant about millennials and social media. Alex Marvez backstage with him and Paige otherwise. Again, Paige, of course, who recently came back with the Elite, says that Matt, Nick, and myself, we used to be best friends. But with Kenny, it was something different. And everything we've been through together, I realized we're family. Well, families do fight all the time. The price that Blackpool Combat Club has run up with us is too damn high, and this Sunday, they will pay us back in blood, because Anarchy in the Arena is to come.
Fucking cute.
It's one of those things. The family stands tall. He said himself, heart,
What
soul,
is this? The
passion,
Fast and the
spirit.
Furious?
I don't know. I haven't watched any of the movies. I think it's just overkill.
The fuck you never had?
Exploding cars, kissing, cop, run off with money. The end.
Don't forget family. Don't forget family.
Shut the fuck up, James.
Oh yeah, that's right. That Familia or whatever the hell country they're from in that movie. I don't give a damn.
I'm tired.
Anyway, moving on from a different altercation of family matters to, I would say, personal issues. It was time for the contract signing between Chris Jericho and Adam Cole for their unsanctioned match. Take that for what you will, folks. Logic. Double or nothing. And so they put Cole said, for weeks, I wonder why you did what you did. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. You made me watch as Britt was being over and over again with that kendo stick. And you directed the traffic. So maybe it's because you're a scumbag. Just realize on that. But let me explain what's going to happen to you. I'm going to find out if you can walk, because I'm going to break both your legs. I'm going to shout your mouth, so we'll see if you can still sing. So you better hurry up and sign this paper. But Jericho, in his subtle ways, being the 32-year in the game, 52 years old, savvy veteran that he is, says before he signs, I think maybe that head injury that you had impaired your memory. And Chris Jericho, what does he do? He likes to add insult to injury that's already happened, injury to come. Roll the clip back from Britsburg. What kind of man would allow the love of his life to get the crap kicked out of her mere inches away from him? Well, got to the bottom rope. You didn't mention anything about that, did you, Jericho? You're a coward, Cole. So you want the match to be on Sunday? I'm going to knock your teeth down your throat because you cannot beat the Ocho. And you want to end me? But once again, you're going to get outsmarted. Because no rules. There's 5 of us, as the entire Jericho Society was in Jericho's corner. Only 2 of you. But Cole realized that. Don't need to do math. But he knows somebody right there in Las Vegas. And Suddenly Put says that he's crazier than the entire JS combined. As Jericho asked the question, we learned right away who that was, and I'll say it. I marked out. The homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. His name, it's fucking Sabu. Sabu in 2023 on AEW. Not on my pro wrestling bingo card. I'm glad it was a wild card spot, though. That was fucking awesome. And yes, he can still throw a mean chair to someone's face, as Mark Menard suddenly learned. Damn.
Sabu is just fucking different, bro.
Yes, he is different.
I get, bro. It's just the fact that this motherfucker came out of. I was not even expecting this old fuck to literally, show up and just, this shit was okay. I know I was born in 2001, so like I wasn't even, knowing about, pro wrestling like that until the 2010s, unfortunately.
Right.
Especially during the PG era. but it's crazy to see Sabu and like the, like of all people they could have picked, they got him, and I'm not mad about it. Like I'm more surprised.
That was kind of the whole idea of the segment, I think. Even Jericho was thrown back. Jericho hasn't faced Sabu since ECW in the 1990s.
Like, this shit is so fucking, like, when I saw, so I thought of something while, like, going, like, while seeing this. Are they going to do, during the match, some tribute spots, like the, what's that? Because I know it was one move where, like, the Arabian leg drop with the chair.
Yep, Arabian leg drop off the chair through like a table and stuff like that. Yeah. You're calling Sabu's greatest hits.
Or maybe his little chair springboard moonsault spot.
Yep.
Place chair, jump off the chair, ropes, moonsault, or my favorite, and I know this would never happen again because I thought Rey Mysterio died. The fucking DDT on the freaking table. That shit was crazy. But of course, they probably didn't do it because, Rey Mysterio and Sabu, they have to call up the match because they thought there was some dead motherfuckers in the ring.
Right? Jesus. Well, he is suicidal. So, I mean, goes back to that gimmick. But yeah, this is definitely a takeaway moment. And speaking of a brief takeaway moment for Added Momentum, not even originally scheduled for the night. It was scheduled later on before this segment, though. Daniel Garcia immediately took on Roderick Strong one-on-one. Roderick Strong proved once again why he is the messiah of the Bat Breaker, as that was the difference maker, pun intended. But Garcia, though, he did come back, held Strong's arms to the back, curb stomped him, and then came back with a lariat and a powerful drop kick after nailing him with another Bat Breaker for a near fall. Garcia, though, was able to ground Roderick Strong and place him in the Dragon Tamer, but Roderick was able to turn over and push Garcia away before he could add a lot of pressure, get a gutbuster in, and the end of Heartache, pin, and win. So momentum for Adam Cole ahead of this unsanctioned bout with Chris Jericho. JAS will likely be in tow, and Roderick Strong continues his winning ways so far in AEW. So match transition, I didn't expect a whole lot from this, and with the fact that Sabu is in the same building, you knew damn well JS was getting nowhere near this.
Bro, I thought I didn't even know that the match was going to start now.
Right.
Because I literally saw Daniel Garcia dip. He left. And then he had to come back out just to do the match. Daniel lose. LOL. Next segment.
Yeah, briefly put. As, of course, they hype up, of course, again, the entire card for AEW Double or Nothing. And, of course, the countdown that followed Rampage special start time. And for Rampage, they had subtle booking. They had the firms, Ethan Page and As Boys in Trios action. We are going to also see the Acclaim in Trios action. Women's tag team action with the Pillar and the Warrior taking on Marina Shafir and Nyla Rose. And I believe there was something else dealing with what was it? Was it? It was Big Bill, I believe, and Orange Cassidy. No, it was Orange Cassidy and somebody. And then, of course, they talk about, of course, get double or nothing at your local pay-per-view providers. Before all that, it was time for the main event, and the main event was for the Ring of Honor. Yes, I know, people. Don't tell me. I knew. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships as the Lucha Brothers, Penta Zamayaro, and Rey Fenix defended the titles against Blackpool Combat Club's Carl Casanova with Yuta, again, because Claudio beat Rey Fenix one-on-one in Double Jeopardy. That's why this match did take place, in case those forgot or were wondering. And again, it was your subtle main event, tag team clash of styles. It was what you expected, but Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships are not changing hands during the Go Home AEW Dynamite to AEW Double or Nothing, folks. Just saying. It was a good match, though. The Lucha Brothers, they took flat, as they do, and they're really going. Tope Suicidas in stereo, but then Rey Fenix ran the top rope and drilled Claudio with the kick. It feels like he walks in there. Sometimes it goes to that PK. But with a Yuta tied up Rey Fenix in a leg lock when he was finally able to bring him down to the ground. Easier said than done. As Fenix tried for the tap, but Claudio prevented it. Claudio put Fenix then into the giant swing. I swear, if he wanted to, he probably could have swung him all night. Penta finally ties himself in, though, whacks him with double knees to the back, backstabber. Claudio comes in, though, boots Penta in the head. Good grief, almost took the head off his damn body. And then Penta caught Claudio somehow with a Canadian Destroyer. What the fuck? Claudio then, though, comes back, because, yeah, he's superhuman. And launches Yuta off the top rope like a rocket launcher onto Rey Fenix with the fastball special. Near fall. Nice suspension of disbelief here, though. Alex Abrahantes, though, a little bit worried, but trying to bring his brothers back into the match. He distracts the ref. Young Bucks come out from underneath the ring, pull Claudio off the ring apron. There's a super kick party as the Lucha Brothers hit the double team on with a Yuta for the win, pin him, and retain. And the Young Bucks, they leave up through the stands. But not before Bryan Danielson, who was on commentary, by the way, and was pissed, and John Moxley came down with one last subtle, I would not say warning, but threat. What you thought we've done up to this point, if you're squeamish, you ain't seen nothing yet. Get ready to endure war, because we are going to unleash violence the likes you have not ever seen before in AEW. Okay, the Young Bucks going to die. I get it, John Moxley. And that was the end of your AEW Double or Nothing Go Home Dynamite ahead of the pay-per-view. Again, good tag team match and subtle angle to hype up Anarchy in the Arena. Then again, how else do you hype up Anarchy? Considering all 8 men's track records, especially John Moxley. Subtle, but simple.
You just do stuff. That's all you gotta do. Like, what's funny is that it was a possibility that they was going to lose the tag titles, but then again, this is AEW, so
right.
But it's just the fact that dang, I don't know, like.
Not much more to say, really. I mean, again.
What the fuck? I don't know what else to say. This is go to Rampage, even though I never watched Rampage.
Well, let's just go right through it really quickly, because again, AEW Rampage was a trios match with Los Ingobernables, Rouge Peligrosa, and Edelistico, with Jose Lisis in the corner, taking on the Acclaim and Daddy Ass. You had Dudberger DMD and Carl Shia taking on Nyla Rose and Shafir, and you had Ethan Page and the Guns, Ad Boys in trios action. And in the main event, it was Big Bill Lee Moriarty taking on the Best Friends to clearly hype up the International Championship Black Battle Royal, because all 4 men are in it. So let's go ahead and slowly go through this, because we kick things off with Scissoring in Las Vegas. That almost sounds normal for that city, ironically. And for what this was, considering what we know Los Monopolies are capable of, it was fast, it was violent, it was quick. And literally before you know it, Bowens caught Listicle down to the mat, hit the arrival, and then Cass hit the mic drop, elbow for the win. And then Bowens grabbed the microphone and issued a challenge. I was waiting for this since that friggin' Tres de Mayo Trios Battle Royal win. About damn time you capitalize on it. Because they have been a very effective trio and have a strong winning percentage. They challenged the House of Black to an AEW Trios Championship open house match
Good
at
fucking
Double or
luck.
Nothing. which later on, of course, they accepted.
Good fucking luck. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, I know you'll talk more about that.
Mhm.
We're going from there. If you page the guns, defeat free local talents faster than you could literally try and decipher the original lyrics of Malachi Black's Utaga's original singles theme in
Ugan
All Elite
Tross.
Wrestling.
Get it fucking right. Ugan Tross.
Yeah,
What?
pretty much. And then at the end of it, while they were all full of confidence, we find the Hardy Party on the screen saying, yes, Isaiah Cassidy's injured, but Isaiah Cassidy, he told us to send Hook, basically put. And Hook was announced the replacement for the trios match that was also announced now to be part of the buy-in. So it was the Hardys and Hook taking on Ethan Page and the Ass Boys in trios action on the buy-in. And if Hardy Party wins, Matt Hardy gets control of Ethan Page's contract.
My fucking God! Oh, Hook! What are you doing? You had. Why the fuck you in this situation? That's nothing to do with you.
I don't know.
And, bro,
Maybe you just need an excuse to be in Las Vegas, because you know what Hook does after the show, if not beforehand. Boy celebrates, or should I say, the man celebrates.
Dog, your fucking father is Taz. You could just hang out with him, bro. You don't have to be in this bullshit.
The day that Hook speaks more than an actual sentence is the day they already screw up his direction. All right, let's just call it what it is.
Shit is stupid.
Well, that's why I was on the buy-in. If that makes you feel any better, we'll talk more about that here in a moment. Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes of Naturally Limitless, after the assault from the local embassy the previous week, they are far from done with them, but they also know that Swerve and Brian Cage will be involved in the Blackjack Battle Royal. So Keith Lee and Dustin Rhodes also declared themselves to be involved in that as well. And something tells me they're going to try and finish some unfinished business. Enough said. As we go from there, it was women's tag team action at Thunderbreaker DMD and Hikaru Shida. Man, these two, the way they go back and the way they define the AEW Women's Division. God bless both of them. They walked out and got a nice win here, a nice back-and-forth match with Nia Rose and Rhea Shafir, as Shida would help set up Britt Baker, avoiding a big flying knee, hitting Nia Rose with it, and then after hitting Rose with the Meteora, came back into the ring and hit Shafir with the Katana, that spinning knee strike that will knock any MMA fighter's lights out, which allowed Thunderbreaker DMD to set up an appointment and give Maria Shafir a checkup, personally, with a lockjaw. And the Pillar and the Warrior got the win, but unfortunately, the Killer continued to be assaulted by the Outcasts backstage, once again giving them a big advantage ahead of AEW Double or Nothing by any means necessary, where Toni Storm is waiting for her rematch. And apparently Jamie Hayter was grasping her right arm heavily in pain, the upper shoulder, as Baker and Shida ran out to try and find their friend to see what the hell they did with them, what the hell they did with her, where is she at, and where are these three outcasts at. Not much more to say there. As again, they run down the entire card for AEW Double or Nothing, which we shortly will talk about here for the duration of this. But not before we briefly talk about how Big Bill and Lee Moriarty got the win. Oh, these two actually got a win. I'll be damned. Over the best friends in the final match of Rampage here to hype, of course, the Blackjack Battle Royal. It was a hard-hitting bout, particularly by Big Bill, who dropped the boot on everybody he could. And late in the match, best friends did hit Big Bill with a suplex. Impressive by those two. But he was able to kick out of the pin. I guess it takes more than that to pin a 7-footer. Lee Moriarty, though, brought in his Tiger Style, hit a suplex of his own, but Big Bill helped out with the win, choke slamming Chuck Taylor for the win. And then all hell breaks loose, as tradition it seems, before an AEW pay-per-view. As we got 5, 10, 15, count whatever you want, everybody possible, all the grudges within AEW, brawling in and out of the ringside area ahead of the Blackjack Battle Royale. Just a massive brawl in play, which, most interesting bit, ended with Shane Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee staring down each other, one in the ring, one on the entranceway. That one-on-one match is a classic encounter waiting to happen. I'm thankful Tony Khan did not announce at the last minute of Rampage to overfeed this card. And that was your slow go home and last segments before you watch the countdown, which all you really needed, before you go into the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. So that being said, because He didn't watch Rampage. I don't blame him because for those that don't know, it was on midnight Saturday night.
I wasn't gonna watch that fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, that's an endurance test for you.
I have a lack of a life, but like I have standards,
Oh.
okay?
All right, fair enough.
So I'm
Well,
not spending. I'm not.
that's okay. Okay,
Ah,
I
why
get
you
it,
do
dude.
this,
Relax.
bro?
Tranquilo, bro. Tranquilo.
Tony Khan pissing me off now, bro.
Blame sports because he's flexing all around sports because you know what Tony Khan does.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, you don't have to, so I don't blame you. As we go now to the main event, but not before we actually talk about the pay-per-view, as of course was the buy-in. What I like about the buy-in and their new formula, you have RJC, you have Renee Paquette, and apparently Paul White and Stokely halfway joined the panel, which I think is also a nice
Bruh,
pickup.
hold up. If we continue, this was the funniest shit, and I can't stop laughing at it, bruh.
What?
You see why they had to do Stokely dirty like that? Why they had to put it right next to Paul White?
I was waiting for you to mention that. You see the height differential? Oh
Bruh.
my gosh.
Bro, like
I'm sorry.
I couldn't whatever they were saying, I couldn't hear because I was too busy looking dead at Stokely, looking up at Paul White. I'm like, God, why they gotta do my boy dirty like that? That's fucked up, bro.
I'm sure it wasn't intentional. And maybe
I
Stokely
know.
did that to give you a laugh. Stokely
But-
knows he's short, right?
Bro, I love Stokely though. That's my boy right
He's
there.
brilliant. I give all the man credit. He's brilliant. I'm just waiting for an interaction with him and Kevin Hart. I just think that would be downright hilarious.
Him, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, bro.
Yes.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. AEW, get on that. Give us royalties too.
Fuck
Anyway,
yeah.
as they slowly talk about the card, and RJ City, awkward as he is, gets as many interviews as he can backstage from Renee Paquette, runs down the car, and they slowly highlight once again the countdown. Good old JR. And by the way, love the set. Interesting choice to put the announce table at ringside. I wonder if that's a thing they'll do going forward. And only on Dynamite or also on Collision. Just saying. We go into our first action of the night, and it was the Trios Grudge match, where even Page's freedom and contract was on the line. As Matt and Jeff Hardy, with Brother Zay, still injured but in their corner, and the FTW champion Hook, they took on All Eagle Ethan Page and the Guns. In the early going, it was Hook who controlled the match, literally locked up Austin, drew the wrist control, and then Hook immediately went for an ankle lock, but Austin found his way to the ropes because the match could have literally been ended in less than 5 minutes. As Matt and Jeff Hardy showed off their tag team synergy, okay, let's just call the monkey. Let's just call it what it is. Jeff Hardy,
Jeff Hardy,
you really should just
Jeff,
yeah.
you're fucking old. You're washed up.
Yeah.
Like, bruh,
That was
after
sad.
all the drinking and shit, I think it's time for you to have one final match and you're done. Because right now, bruh, from what I've seen, and from the
Oof.
clips I've seen, bruh,
Gosh.
I just hang up the fucking boots. Like, you did enough in your career. You
really
gave
has.
us so many memories. You gave us so many moments.
Yeah.
But this is the time where you got to be like, looking yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I am old. You're done. Like, Jeff, we get on your ass with your bullshit problems with your drug use and shit. That's because we ain't trying to see you in a fucking body bag, dog.
Exactly.
And from what we see now, it's like, I think it's time for you to just just start drafting your retirement speech, bro. Just start, and plus, I believe you might get a Hall of Fame thing, which is good because you do deserve it from all your years of your service.
Yeah.
And you had an interesting TNA run. I actually like that one. But yeah, like now it's time for you to look into your retirement money.
Yeah, and then think about your family. But anyway, that being said, a lot of back and forth action here. Several side effects done by Matt, especially after Hook put the match in his team's favor with those ridiculous judo shoulder throws. Took him at Page for a ride with the El Camino, and I'm not talking about the vehicle. But then Colton Gunn came in with some shots of his own. But then Austin Gunn got a side effect, and as this match continued, Matt Hardy was triple teamed at one point in the corner. Conan preventing Matt making the tag anytime possible. Ethan Page looking to finally embarrass Matt Hardy and beat him. Matt Hardy nailed Ethan Page though with a DDT and allowed Jeff to come in. And he got a couple of good shots in on the guns, but then after that, near botch. Hook tags himself back in, connected with body shots to Page. Good grief, he was teeing off on Ethan Page in that quarter. Bam. And then forearms to the jaw with those cross faces, then applies the cross arm breaker, but Colton interferes, breaks up that. The man Jeff used Tam offense on Colton, but then the guns, they find a way to connect their modified big red, the 310 to Yuma on Matt, but Jeff somehow was able to break it up with a swanton. I'm just glad he didn't lose his freaking balance. And this was after Ethan Page even at one point hit his own version of the Twist of Fate, but then blasted Hook with a kick to the jaw. Hook was having none of it, though. Hook and the Hardys surrounded Ethan Page once the guns were neutralized. They ran out of ammo. And Hook locked in the Red Rum after Matt Hardy simply sentenced Ethan Page's freedom to deletion after each brother hit a Twist of Fate. Hook locks in the Red Rum. Ethan Page quickly taps out. Ethan Page is now under the employment of big money Matt Hardy.
Just
Good
call
luck.
it how it is. It's fucking slavery. That's basically what it is right now, bro.
That's what the firm was. I mean, to the Hardy and prior to every race. So yeah, you're not wrong.
What is with the fucking? Can this shit end now? Can this storyline end? I'm getting sick and tired of this shit.
I feel like the storyline did end. Maybe it just means that Page will go in a different direction. Maybe they use this as an audible, knowing Jeff Hardy can't go like he used to. Maybe even Page and Matt Hardy become a tag team. Who knows? If nothing else, even Page at least has something going from AEW. So,
I mean, yeah, but like at least, but like he's not on the same caliber as his as his North tag partner Josh Alexander.
There's no argument there. Clearly. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what this means and what will the obligations be as part of his contract. I'm sure Matt Hardy will be a benevolent boss. I mean, it's not like he's going to go back and recreate the Hardy family office. He learned his ways from that. That's the whole reason he did this whole mentorship role once again with Private Party in the first place. So who knows? Might be better for Ethan Page. We'll see. As we move on from there, Dr. Martha Hart joined Renee Paquette on the stage, and we learn about the opening ceremony for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. The 2 belts and 2 trophies this time. And we also learned, courtesy of Dr. Hart, by the way, for those that don't know, she is a doctor in psychology, so good for her. She announced the tournament is actually going to kick off in Canada at the Forbidden Door and will culminate in Owen Hart's hometown of Calgary. And that was, simply put, Sully, that's it. No brackets yet. So we will know soon enough who is involved in both the men and women's Owens June 25th. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I hope that there is a lot of first-time opportunity. I'm curious how Adam Cole and Britt Baker play into this. Like, do they just, try and build a streak off it? Because clearly the Owen itself annually is something special to try and achieve. So, again, I'm very curious what the fields will look like. How deep will they go? And could Adam Cole and or Britt, once again, win the Owen?
One thing I want them to do with this tournament is not just add like big names, but also add like uppercomers like Brock Anderson. Please add Brock Anderson. Please add Brian Pillman Jr. Because what I would do with this tournament is to build up new fucking stars. Because now that Dark has been resting, now we could use some of them stars from Dark for not only Collision but also for the tournament. Because what they could do this is one thing I like about NXT back then is they have a breakout tournament, right?
Correct.
They should do that with the Owen Cup. They should do that, like not just add in, well-named stars, like maybe I will add some well-known stars.
You gotta have that balance. I do get what you're saying, but you gotta have that balance.
That too, and they could also help out with the younger stars.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially if they matched up against them. So like I hope they add in Brock Anderson, fucking Brian Pillman Jr. because I want to see more of the. I want to see them as a tag team, but or maybe add in maybe a somebody
Angelico?
from Iron Savages, him. Just give me people that I haven't seen that I want to see. Like I want the tournament not to be just stacked, but also has the capacity that would have build up new talent, new stars.
Like a
Because
surprise, yeah.
yeah, hell, maybe the finals could be a new star taking against a vet, and maybe the new star wins. Use that momentum to go for their further you know push or something. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean,
But
it's kind of like last year. It came down to Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho in the semifinals, and it was Ruby Soho that got the win. But the reception was anti-Ruby because we, like you alluded to, we wanted to see the AEW homegrown talent rising their career. We wanted to see Chris Statlander win at the time. So I kind of
yeah,
hope they do go with that avenue, but this time they do go with somebody maybe rising versus established, because where Ruby Soho wasn't fully established in AEW. Ruby Soho is a 16-year plus vet, so only
just fucking
only
crazy to think about.
only time I guess will tell. But again, I'm always excited for these Owen tournaments. You never know what sort of matches you'll get. I mean, again, definitely Dax Harwood Cash Wheeler was definitely a surprise for me, and I still go back and watch that match. So I'm curious if each one will have a Joker again too. I wouldn't mind seeing people like what Ring of Honor is doing with the women's division, like put Sky Blue in there, give her another chance. Sky Blue, in my opinion, is one of the brightest up and coming stars, not just in AEW and ROH, but just in general in the wrestling industry. Surprised with some other names. I mean, Jordan Grace, she's now a free agent, so maybe they'll surprise us maybe with her. That's another one. Look at CCW and their all-women promotion. You got Christina Marie. You got Vita Von Star, who has yet to show up, by the way, with the Righteous. I know she's working, though, in CCW as well. So, again, there's definitely opportunity. It just comes down to who will be part of the opportunity. We'll find out, though, soon enough as the summer for All Elite Wrestling is upon us. But before that, the pay-per-view, as we literally are going in from buy-in to the main show, started off with the AEW International Championship Blackjack Battle Royal. And your participants were as follows. Of course, the champion entering last, why Swerve and Prince Nana watch on from the stage. Smart strategy. You had Ari Daivari, Bandito, Big Bill, The Machine Brian Cage, Chuck Taylor, Dustin Rhodes, Switchblade Jay White, Juice Robinson, Keith Lee, Kip Sabian, Commander, Lee Moriarty, Penta Zermayero, Ray Phoenix, Ricky Stocks, Swerve, as I said, The Butcher and the Blade, Tony Nese, and Trent Beretta, as good old JR subtly says. These guys had to be aggressive, but they had to be smart. And in a Battle Royale environment, you have to be that. What surprised me here is it's not casino because they didn't do it by suits. They did everybody all at once. It was only the people that chose to stay on the outside for a duration to either monitor or leverage the field that really were able to capitalize at times. I also will give some props to Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, who definitely were best friends of Orange Cassidy, saving his ass during this thing when Big Bill had at least 3 opportunities to nearly eliminate him and confirm with us nearly a brand new champion. In the early going, Kip Sabian immediately tried to throw Orange Cassidy over the top rope, was unable to. Commander then walked the ropes and jumped on the Big Bill and Lee Moriarty, and basically had a trios, luchadors, lucha party of sorts here with Ray Phoenix, Penta, and Commander controlling a lot of the field. At one point, Bandito was at a 4 corners with them, and then in the center of the ring holding somebody up vertically, while everyone else was being fended off by the Lucha Brothers and Commander to see how long Bandito could hold the guy up. I thought that was a brilliant spot. As Ray Phoenix did a tightrope walk and kicked Ari Daivari out of the ring, Brian Cage, though, he came into play and wiped out the Luchadors. And then Brian Cage monkey flipped Bandito. And then as Commander attempted to walk the ropes again, Switchblade Jay White sent him back to Mexico with that friggin' push-off. Good Lord. Best friends triple powerbomb Kip Sabian eliminated him, but then Big Bill threw Chuck Taylor over the top. Keith Lee came in to play, eliminated the Blade, and then he and Swerve finally squared off. Again, kind of surprised it wasn't booked as a singles match in the pay-per-view, but also kind of glad it wasn't because I still want to see what these guys can do, give them as much time as possible. As Lee powerbombed Swerve in the next week, plucking him out of mid-air. Didn't eliminate him, though. Lucha Brothers were able to catch the Butcher with stereo thrust kicks and eliminated him. Then Trent shoved Orange out of the way, like I said earlier, sacrificed himself as Big Bill's booted Trent out of the Royale. Brian Cage and Keith Lee squared off. Somehow Brian Kidd was able to take Keith Lee over the top rope from behind and face some distraction. Keith Lee was eliminated in due time. Ricky Starks speared Jay White and eliminated him, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. And Juice Robinson was shot by this. Then Juice Robinson grabbed Starks, pulling him outside the ring underneath the bomb rope. Wasn't eliminated, but they continued the beat down as White and Robinson double-teamed him. Starks was able to finally get back in the ring, though, but Big Bill cracked him with a boot, and Ricky Starks got eliminated. Swerve then eliminated Dustin Rhodes, and then it was down to Swerve, Big Bill, Orange, and Penta Estilo Miedo. Very interesting foursome here, considering Big Bill lost against Orange Cassidy for the title at one point. Penta never faced Orange for the title. Swerve never faced Orange for the title. Penta and Leroy going cracked Orange with a backstabber. Big Bill used a lariat, eliminating Penta. Then Big Bill planted Orange with the boss man slam. I swear it's like, oh, go ahead, big man, do your thing, do your thing. Big Bill was about to press slam Orange, but then Swerve, pushed Bill from behind and eliminated him. And we were down to 2. Orange Cassidy and Swerve Strickland. This one-on-one needs to happen. As this one-on-one again is still over the top rope rules. Orange rocked Swerve with the stun dog millionaire, but Swerve able to fire back with a kick on instinct, it seemed, rocking Orange's head, and both mirrored down the mat. Prince Nana came into play and nearly took Orange's leg off, allowing Swerve to nearly get the win, but Swerve smashed Orange with the Swerve Stomp. Still, somehow, Orange caught him enough to hang on to the apron. I don't know how that's possible. As Orange launched off the ropes with the DDT, Khan also with a tornado DDT, followed up with the Orange Punch, but Swerve held on to the ropes by one hand after failing to hit the Swerve Stomp on the apron. And as Orange Cassidy saw this, you thought he was going for another Orange Punch, but no, he goes back to a callback. The most dangerous move in Orange Cassidy's arsenal, the lazy kick. Lazily kicks Swerve's hand away from the grips of the top rope. And ladies and gentlemen, for his 24th defense, I believe, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy once again found a way to win, overcame all the odds, and is still AEW International Champion.
I told you during our simply predicting that.
You did.
Yeah, I told you. Orange Cassidy is going to win some way, somehow. And guess what he did?
He found a way again.
Yes, I'm telling you, he is the guy to beat Roman Reigns toward the Undisputed Championship, because this man will literally beat everybody. 24th straight victory of retaining his title. This man is literally the fucking living legend himself. This man made the All-In title look fucking goated. Holy shit. But one thing I am kind of like surprised is the fact that well, I'm not really surprised. I'm more kind of annoyed at the fact that Jay White was in this fucking match. He deserves better. Keith Lee and Swerve beef is not going to end soon. Fucking Big Bill doing Big Bill things. And Ricky Starks is forever tormented by Jay White and Juice Robinson. It's like this match happened. Orange win, and the rest of the shit, like all the stories inside the match, is just still going.
Yeah, subtle just telling of continuing feuds that are involved within AEW, and if nothing else, Swerve and Orange Cassidy should definitely run it back truly one-on-one for the championship, because Swerve was this close.
He was close until his hand got kicked. That shit was
well, to be fair, he also got robbed with an Orange Punch, and somehow he still was able to hold on. So the fact that he barely hold on is a testament to his will. But yeah, kind of hard when gravity finally tags teams you when you have no grip on anything.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we move on from there, we go to our unsanctioned match. I'm surprised how early this was in the show. And it's Adam Cole, baby, with Roderick Strong and Sabu. They took on the Jericho Appreciation Society's Chris Jericho with the JAS until 2. And shit ran loose immediately as all outside parties were neutralized in the early going. I mean, in the early going, Cole was basically working Jericho's arm this entire match. The surgically repaired arm, might I add, for those that remember, I believe it was a year and a half ago, that was heavily damaged by one MJF. In the early going, Sabu splashed Daddy Magic through a table. There's your callback spot for you. And also through chairs, of course, at Chris Jericho. And before you knew it, all people were basically gone from ringside. As Cole worked over Jericho's arm and then focused on the legs, wrapped around the steel ring post. Jericho counter Panama Sunrise and suplex Cole from the ring apron down to the arena floor. That was a nasty landing, too, as we were focusing on, okay, Adam Cole, how's your head, by the way, next?
Hey, Noah, before you continue, I have a question for you.
What?
Do you want a taste? Do you want a taste?
I don't want to taste the sports entertainment.
Oh.
Flat double wrestling, professional wrestling.
How dare you? It's my famous recipe. It's spaghetti and meatballs.
Hey, look, that goes to my Italian roots. I can get down with that.
Exactly, that's what I meant by taste. What the fuck you doing, man? Like, come on.
All right. Hey, you do your thing. Anyway. Hey, here's what it is. So this match continued. Jericho attempted to lock in the Lions up, but Cole countered. Tried to pull off the Lions up, but Cole countered with a super kick out of midair. Damn, shades of Ricochet. And then Cole tried again for the Panama Sunrise, but Jericho countered it this time into the Lion Tamer high angle. But then Cole somehow found, I don't know how, a fire extinguisher and almost didn't get out from underneath the ring, but finally was able to. And with just enough of a turnover, he did PASS for those that don't know. That's how you handle a fire extinguisher. You pull, you aim, you squeeze, you sweep, and he swept Jericho's face. Just enough with it, right between the eyes. Can only imagine how that felt. As Jericho was about to use a kendo stick on Adam Cole after sideswiping him with the fire extinguisher himself, I saw they put this tweet out and Jericho retweeted, so it must be true. Jericho became Britt's bitch. As, boy, I thought the DMD was pissed off. Boy, did she prove me right. Came down and literally splintered that kendo stick across Chris Jericho's back. As Saraya looked to try and jump her, Saraya got taken to the woodshed as well, and Saraya ran up like a scolded mule, literally, as Britt Baker was in tow with the kendo stick. I'm pretty sure she was beating her all the way backstage. As Adam Cole finally came back into this match to work over at Chris Jericho with the kendo stick, Jericho's back. You saw the damage done with that damn thing. Jesus. Cole was able to ascend to the top turnbuckle, but then Jericho whipped a chain at Adam Cole, and Adam Cole not only tumbled from the ropes, and by the way, also a chair I think was also put into play, he crashed very awkwardly through a table set on the outside too, ages ago, to the point that, damn, he might be literally messed up. Jericho looked for the win, still was not enough. And then Jericho pulled a chain out from underneath the ring with handcuffs on each end.
How much you want to bet you're confused
as he latched one
fuck
again
right now, by
of
the
Adam
way.
Cole and looked to trap him once again on the ring
Yeah.
rope.
Because
Adam
I'm on
Cole was
two-
able
I'm
to
on
catch
both my
Jericho, whip a
accounts,
DDT on the chain, and
shit.
Adam
I
Cole
didn't mute
handcuffed himself to Chris Jericho. There was no escape in this tug of war. And he used the chain to his advantage, really pulling him in and nailing him with a super kick. It turned to an impromptu chain match. I haven't seen that gimmick in a long time. And Cole then continued the assault on Chris Jericho, hitting him with a Panama Sunrise for a near fall. As Jericho wrapped the chain around Cole, but Adam Cole was able to flip around and catch Jericho again with a super kick. And then lowered the boom and cracked Chris Jericho with that knee strike. But he wasn't satisfied. He wanted to make sure that he hurt Chris Jericho, as he wrapped the chain as much as he could around his knee and dropped the boom again. And Chris Jericho might as well have been left written off for dead, as he literally was not even protecting himself. As the ground and pound the mounts continued by Adam Cole, to the point Aubrey Edwards stopped the damn unsanctioned match and declared Adam Cole the winner.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. This match was nothing.
Yeah.
The only reason why I would say that is because this match was legit fucking nothing. The only good things I got from that match was Sabu being a fucking wild ass motherfucker, literally off the
as his
turnbuckle shit.
as his legend would tell him to
But
be.
like everything else in this match was just completely. I felt nothing. In my opinion, it was like meh. But the way the match ended was fucking weird.
Right.
Like when Adam Cole was hammering down on Jericho, it looked so weak. And here's what bothered me about that: in his other hand, right? His
Yes.
other hand
Yes.
was chains. The hand he used to beat up a Jericho was nothing.
Yep.
Why the
Bare
fuck he
knuckle.
didn't use the why didn't he use the chains to wrap his hand around and just start beating the dog shit out of him? Why, bruh? Like, bruh, this match was so disappointing.
In the moment, I guess. Again, you gotta remember, this is the first real story coming to a conclusion, I would think, or so I thought. The Adam Cole, now babyface, he, DMD, happy to be back together in AEW, are a focal point. And as we learned very shortly after this, yeah, they were kind of pissed, and we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I agree with you. This match kind of was a little bit, as soon as the Sabu thing happened, like, I see ya. It was just a subtle, okay, how physical can we get with each other using weapons? And then Britt Baker came down and beat Chris Jericho like a bitch, which was kind of a fun moment too, and long overdue. All right. But this match definitely was something, and for those that have watched the watch along, I thank all of you. Yes, my blood pressure is fine. It was time for the AEW World Tag Team Championship match, as FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood defended the gold against Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, with Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt in the corner, and your special guest referee, Mark Briscoe. In the early going, FTR uses tandem tag team offense, being the tag team best they are since 2014 as a duo, might I add, on Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, with stereo sharpshooters at one point, but Lethal and Jarrett would make it to the ropes. As Jeff Jarrett was able to use a low bridge for an advantage, legal, by the way, Mark Briscoe, for a first ref job, very aware to the shenanigans that both Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal were trying to do, from blind tags to the use of foreign objects. It was a low bridge, though, that was the first time they were able to take advantage, as Jarrett whipped Cash into the barricade. And again, Excalibur says, Mark Briscoe has his hands full. He's got to keep the order. Yeah, it's a lot different when you're freaking officiating versus participating, right, boy? As Dax Harwood sent Lethal flying with German suplexes and the brain butts for a near flap are wailing away at him, Dax Harwood's got to have some of the meanest fists in the game. Continuing interference, though, Briscoe had enough and saw what was happening and ejected Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh, which I was very, very happy to see. But then Jeff Jarrett intended to crack Dax with the guitar, but Dax ducked underneath it, and Mark Briscoe got smashed in the head with it. Jeff, you fucked up. FTR finally used the Sound Machine on Jay Lethal, but the ref was not there for the count, and it was a 7 count. In comes the referee for our saving grace, Aubrey Edwards, but not before freaking Sanjay pop blocked her. And as Aubrey, again, being the official, doesn't put her hands on the participant, finally got around that freaking... Nope, gonna be civil. It's over now. I'm fine.
That freaking Jezebel.
Jezebel is too kind of a term. Freaking mail order. Just send her back to Russia in a box in parts. Anyway, Karen Jarrett dropped Aubrey Edwards with a guitar shot to the head. I'll say it. He's not monetized. And I agree with Aubrey Edwards because I believe in Aubrey's integrity. Fuck Karen Jarrett. And literally, Aubrey was down for the count. And now all the shenanigans were coming to play. Jay Lethal hits FTR with the lethal injection. And Jeff Jarrett then hits Dax with the tile belt following that. And the stroke as Mark Briscoe finally comes conscious, unaware of everything. 1, 2, 2 and 9 tenths. I almost broke my television. And Jeff Jarrett couldn't believe it, demanding that he counts the 3. What the fuck are you doing? Mark literally refusing to break his integrity. Finally had enough of this shit, man. And FTR finally was able to hit the Shatter Machine on Jeff freaking Jarrett and pin him for the win. Mark Briscoe did the right freaking thing as FTR hugs Mark Briscoe after the match in successfully retaining. Thank Christ Almighty. Now never show Karen Jarrett on my screen again. In my opinion, you put your hands on an official, you should be suspended or terminated. If you're not going to fire Jeff Jarrett, then you damn sure better fire Karen Jarrett at every capacity away from All Elite Wrestling. That's all I gotta say about that. But I will also say this in my impartialness as a commentator with integrity for professional wrestling. I will not argue. This was a pretty damn good tag team championship match on both sides.
This match was fucking overbooked, but not in a bad way, because this was overbooked in a really like Jeff Jarrett match fashion. So I guess this is definitely a Jeff Jarrett tag match. Ref bump, freaking guitar shot, stroke, another ref bump, guitar shot, whatever. Like, this was just a Jeff Jarrett match, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Jeff Jarrett, for his age, he's actually pretty fucking good.
I can't believe how
Like,
good the
it's
man
really-
seems right now. He's better than what he's been in a long time, according to what I've seen. It's freaking weird, but impressive.
Yeah, like the thing is, Jeff Jarrett, he is actually pretty fucking good in the ring. But the thing is, we so used to, it's the fact that this man matches is so formulaic
Yeah.
that is just so nauseating. But the way they did it for this match in particular is actually pretty fucking not bad. Like, I actually enjoyed it. It was a fuck fest at times, especially the closing few minutes with all the shenanigans and shit.
And shout out to Aubrey Edwards, by the way, taking a hell of a bump and selling it
Oh,
because
rough.
she wasn't seen for the rest of the night either.
That's
But Aubrey Edwards makes it all about herself, right? In that wrestling community.
not. I don't know who said that, but okay.
Oh, just a bunch of jabronis, bunch of pencil neck geeks, bunch of idiots, bunch of tribalists, bunch of people that never seen light out of their basement, bunch of people that wish they could lose their virginity but can't. That type of shit. Anyway.
So basically, you.
No, actually.
I love you too, bro.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Look, if you can't accept a joke, then why are you here
no.
to exist in the first place? Besides, you already know me. I'm a simple man.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Good match.
Yeah.
I hope this moves on to, better things. Yeah. And
yeah, I think it will.
Yeah. Team TNA needs to prick up now and bring back the House of Truth and or the Foundation and
Foundation would be pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and by the way, that's their fourth chance now at the AEW Tag Team Championships. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. And they fell short again.
Yeah, get the fuck out my face. Move on.
Yeah, seriously, guys, stop.
Just fucking
stop.
move on to like bigger and better days. Jay Lethal, can you please be a single star? Jeff Jarrett, you know what? You could be a manager, or have the or maybe have the Christian Cage treatment. Just like a off and on wrestler at times, but you're also managing upcoming talent. I wouldn't mind that because Jeff Jarrett is actually pretty good. But yeah.
Can't argue with the resume, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, as we go backstage, Alex Marvez is with Ricky Starks, who basically said he came out here tonight, did his best. He was looking for their national championship, but he also got some revenge against Bullet Club Gold that continued to assault him, or so he thought. Once again, attacked backstage by Jay White and Juice Robinson, which again, he cost Jay White the international championship.
But this time, geeked out. What the fuck?
But this time now, finally, the numbers are in Ricky Starks' favor as FTR finds this and fends them off for now. FTR coming to Ricky Starks' aid, evening up the odds. Maybe a little bit of foreshadowing. But speaking of backstage segments, as I said earlier, Chris Jericho and Saraya seem super pissed, screaming, insulting, and saying that what kind of man literally assaults a man like that? And what kind of woman gets a woman like that too? It's like, seriously, guys, you're the victims here. Go to the Jerry Springer Show, RIP, and see if the audience even there believes you. And as they were throwing a tantrum, let's call it is, a tantrum backstage, they demanded that Tony Khan gives them a match on Dynamite this week against Booker DMD and Adam Cole. As they were messing some stuff up, a staff guy came in and said, you can't do that, and suffered at the hands of the wizard Chris Jericho, fireball in the face. The match was also made official later, as you all, of course, will be watching it here shortly, as we're just under an hour away. It will be mixed tag team action. Good grief, fire in the face, jeez. Booker DMD and Adam Cole will take on Saraya and Chris Jericho. Not much to say about either of these segments. They are what they are. But this match here, for what it was, I'm kind of
Be
okay with
honest.
it.
Be honest.
I'm kind of okay with it for two reasons. One, Wardlow is adopting an attitude that tells me he wants to be serious and only focus on this. He doesn't want to be like back and forth with people. He wants this to be his focus. Arn Anderson's bringing the killer instinct out of him, and Arn Anderson apparently is still the enforcer for a reason. But also, Christian Cage's strength, ladder match. He did what he does in this environment. We saw Luchasaurus get involved, took a hell of a bump, and we even saw a nod to one Jeff Hardy in his prime, with Wardlow doing a freaking swanton bomb off the top of a damn ladder through two tables. What can this big man not do? Besides that, the fact that Arn Anderson nearly bit the thumb off Luchasaurus, and I mean that quite literally, Wardlow taking some ridiculous spots, including falling between a bridge over troubled water in the most sensitive region of his body. Ouch. And also his back being walleyed across a ladder, as the ladder was rammed into Wardlow's ribs. And again, you can't breathe, you can't climb. Smart strategy by Christian. Christian Cage, at one point, Luchasaurus helped Christian up into the ring. Christian hit a kill switch with Wardlow off a damn ladder, putting his own body into harm's way. And then later on, as Luchasaurus tried to choke slam Wardlow and did twice, Arn Anderson nearly got choke slammed, but Wardlow stopped that, cracking Luchasaurus. And like I said, we got that crazy swanton spot. As Christian Cage was climbing the ladder in the ring, Arn Anderson came in and shoved it. And Christian Cage fell into a single powerbomb symphony. Next thing you know, Wardlow made his way up the ladder, compromised midsection and lower region in question, and is still the TNT champion, which tells me that Wardlow will be the guy to focus on for TNT title only. If that's his choice, okay, but if you're adopting this new killer instinct where you're taking no prisoners, and Christian Cage was the one to help that come out of you along with Arn Anderson, this Arn and Wardlow dynamic can actually work, in my opinion. Good match for Christian Cage. The result was predictable, though.
Okay. I wanted Christian to win because I kind of want to see a new champion. But
Again?
no, like the reason why is pretty simple. It's just the fact that Wardlow has outgrown that title, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Because like he been like stuck in the TNT Championship side for like a good while now.
About a year. If you remember last year, Revolution, he won the Face of Revolution ladder match, and shortly after beat Scorpio Sky for his first TNT championship.
Scorpio Sky didn't need to lose the fucking title that short, bruh. What the fuck?
I do agree about that.
Yeah, like he didn't need to lose the title that fucking quick. Like that's one of the things I kind of hated, like during the whole TNT title shit, because there'd be some there'd be some guys that finally gets the chance to show themselves, but then later on, like for fucking sake, they lose the title. There was two people that was like that. Well, probably three. Freaking Scorpio Sky, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs. They should never lose the title that fast. But now Wardlow is going for the title. Well, now that he's the champion, it's like, what the fuck? Now what? Like, in my opinion, Wardlow is ready to go for the world, to go for the world title. Hell, even the international title. Because he been in the fucking mid card or the upper mid card, however you see the TNT title, he been stuck there for far too long. Plus the title is too small for him. And another thing, this match, it was good for what it is. Like
ladder match.
Yeah, like it was good. But Wardlow, you are too damn fucking big to be jumping onto a fucking ladder, bro.
Right?
I was losing my fucking mind in the most, not in a positive way. I was like, Wardlow, you are too damn big for this shit, bro. Stop.
He almost overshot it, if you saw him, by the way, too. He almost overshot it.
I'm be honest with you, if he would have fall off in that ladder, broken snap, I would have laughed my ass off. I'm like, that's what you fucking get. You like know how your weight in that the ladder's not even breaking kayfabe. The ladder's not even fucking real. It's wood.
Gimmick. Yep.
It's a gimmick ladder. This man is huge.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think he will stay on the fucking ladder like that? No. Rollo he's a big ass motherfucker, bro.
Yep.
And it's like what the bro, I swear to I hope he has a good run as champion. And I hope he loses it to somebody who deserves it and is ready to fucking like, take not the brass ring. What the fuck I'm talking about? I just want Warlord to lose the belt to a competent wrestler and then Warlord go to a better place. International title maybe, world title maybe. Hell, I don't care if he's doing the tag team titles. Like I just want him to get out of that division. He's been there for far too long. He needs to grow out. He's already big enough, and I think he could be going for better things. I wanted Christian to win to make the title seem more fun, especially since Christian has his right hand man, Luchasaurus, which he could do a lot of shit with. But
Yeah, that's the reason I picked Christian, but they didn't want to pull the trigger on that. It's just one of those fans where right now Wardlow is just being built up, like you said, but he's just being built up to, I guess, try and carry this division with Arn in his corner and in his ear and talk about how he's a dynasty. There might be some foreshadowing what you're saying, too, when it comes to maybe even a tag team being involved here. What is Arn Anderson, a horseman, might I add, the enforcer for a reason? What is Arn Anderson up to? I think Arn Anderson is leading more of this TNT championship picture than meets the eye, especially with the post words by Wardlow, who says, if I have to, I will kill anybody in preserving this title. I mean, even Arn Anderson says sometimes you gotta bite a man's thumb off, sometimes you gotta hit him with a chair, sometimes you gotta take an eye. I mean, Arn Anderson, yeah, he literally bit the Luchasaurus' thumb off. So, again, I feel there is a new character dynamic built inside Wardlow with Arn Anderson as the enforcer and the influencer. And hopefully it does lead to bigger things. But for now, those bigger things will just have to be coinciding with the TNT Championship.
I really hope whatever this is going for, I hope this. I hope it's gonna a new faction because I kind of want this to happen, right? Since Arn Anderson is all about creating a dynasty and all that shit, why not create your own version of the Four Horsemen, not named Fortune?
I think Dynasty is the name in question. Again, dude.
It should be called Dynasty.
It's just a matter of who? Sean Spears, maybe? I don't know.
I would love to have that.
I agree.
Man in there. Like it'll be Wardlow leading the charge.
Right.
Sean Spears being the chairman. Wait. Hold up. I'm in the damn it, real life. But
I mean, you also talked about Brock Anderson and Brian Pillman Jr. Maybe those are the other two.
Yes. So we have fucking crap. Okay. So we had Wardlow, leading the charge.
Right.
Sean Spear, chairman. Brock and Brian, they could go for the tag titles and shit, and then maybe have them all collect gold and then be a dominant faction. That's something that's something Pick could do, but is TK gonna do it? I'm probably not.
Well, I mean, he's got enough on his plate as it is. Again, we are now in the summer of AEW. There's a game coming out. There's a new show coming. The Yolan will soon be coming for it too. We're building our way all the way to All In. And of course, we have the Forbidden Door. Speaking of Forbidden Door and All In, you got to wonder what the presentation is going to be when it comes to the AEW Women's World Championship. As our next match, As our next match was the AEW Women's World Championship, Jamie Hayter defended against Toni Storm, as Toni Storm, again, was, of course, basically made her way down the ring, waiting on Jamie Hayter. Her music played. Nobody showed up. Okay, take two. wait on Jamie Hayter. There she is with heavy kinesio tape, being beaten down by Saraya and friggin' Ruby Soho as Jamie Hayter makes her way down to the ring and being the prideful champion she is, bell rings, it is official. Toni Storm immediately goes to work, stomping on the arm, throwing it into the ring post, wearing it away as much as possible, while the Outcasts continue to tirade and try to take advantage behind the ref's back. But not before Dynamite Baker came down to the ring and began brawling once again with Saraya, and she was fended off. Then we have Ruby Soho, who sprayed Jamie Hayter in the eyes with the spray paint to the face, but not before Sheila came down the entranceway after somehow Jamie Hayter, showing the heart and the will of a champion, rocking Toni Storm every way she possibly could with a backbreaker, and with the Haterade even at one point in just wincing in pain, but was unable to freaking get the fall. She got 2 9/10. As she battle cried out and went for it again, Toni Storm spiked Jamie Hayter, hit her with the hip attack, and finally got the Storm Zero. It was a hell of a testament effort to Jamie Hayter, but Toni Storm is once again AEW Women's World Champion. Now, I understand why they did this for 2 reasons, particularly. 1, Jamie Hayter is clearly dealing with an injury longer than expected and more serious, it seems, to keep her incapacitated for the time being. 2, they don't want to go back to that interim bullshit, as Toni Storm subtly talked about on the media scrum. That
shit was
bullshit,
hilarious.
Right, Tony? And I completely
Bruh,
agree. I feel like
bruh.
Tony deeply agrees too.
I'm gonna be real with you. That shit was pretty fucking hilarious when
Yes.
Tony Storm with Tony Storm that shit. Yeah, that shit was
Toni Storm
shit.
is in
right,
zero
Tony Khan.
Toni Storm is in zero fucks mode right now. She is the AEW Women's World Champion, and I believe she rightfully should be, and should have always been that. Jamie Hayter never deserved to be this, which is just why I believe in so much of my heart that they're going to run back Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter, and Jamie Hayter is going to get her moment at All in her home country. Since Toni Storm says, I fucking hate London. So, again, longer term storytelling, but still moving forward your women's division. The angle might have been a little bit excessive, considering this beatdown's been going on since Britsburg, particularly to that shoulder, taking out Jamie Hayter's key weapon, the Haterade, and she still hit it. But either way, Toni Storm is once again AEW Women's World Champion, and we're probably not going to see Jamie Hayter for a little while.
The way they booked this was so overdone to the point that I got so annoyed because, yes, I know she's injured, but you could have done this a different fucking way instead of making this look so convoluted and so fucking. It's like a hot mess. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So what they could have done is the match happened. You can make the match short, maybe 5 or 6 fucking minutes.
I think it was that.
But the way they did it, but it felt longer.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
It was weird. So what they could have done is have the match like a regular match. Well, not regular match, but make the match more like limb targeting. And if you want Jamie Hayter to retain, roll up.
She almost got the roll up though. She did go for that. So again, they kind of did what you're saying, but like you said, they overkilled it.
Yes, they overkilled this whole match. But if they wanted Toni to win, Storm Zero, maybe clean or maybe cheating or maybe how to put this?
Considering Jamie Hayter was already spray painted in the face and she endured the hip attack and survived that, and Toni Storm couldn't believe it, and then somehow she still hit the Haterade and still couldn't beat Toni Storm. Again, like you said, they're doing all the things you said. They just overkilled everything else in between.
Yes, that shit was fucked. It was nauseating. But this wasn't a match. This was a whole segment, bro.
This was an angle. It's a continued war with Outcast and Originals, but it also is that preservation of what I believe they're going to book in All In, and that is Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World Championship, and Jamie Hayter gets the win in her home country in front of 65,000 people versus wrestling in front of less than 300 people at a dive bar. Because that, I feel like, is what they're trying to give to Jamie Hayter. Because he sure as hell deserves it.
Yeah, it's just
weird execution.
I don't know. Yeah, the fucking. What's the next match segment?
Yeah, you're fine, man. Again, this did feel weird. Again, it was excessive. I completely agree with you. And with Forbidden Door, you gotta wonder at this point: Is Toy Storm going to even defend the title there or even present the championship there? And against who? It won't be against Mercedes Moné. She's injured. But
Imagine if she went against Julia.
I want to see Julia so damn badly wrestle at Forbidden Door. You have no idea. Anyway, by the way, congratulations to Donna Del Mundo winning the Artists of Stardom championships against Natsupoi, Kairi, and Arisarai. Good for them. Again, Stardom right now is going for their own freaking metamorphosis. Tam Nakano has the red and white belts. What the hell's going on there? Everybody's trying to go after Mayu Iwatani and IWGP Women's Championship. We got 2 steel cage. Well, I guess that's normal around this time. 2 steel cage matches, faction warfare. It's Queen's Quest versus freaking Oedo Tai. And I believe it's Donna Del Mundo versus, is it Club Venus or is it Cosmania? I got to double check that. I'll talk about that later. Anyway. Speaking of things that are just maddening, here is your AEW World Trios Championship match as the House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black with Julia Hart. This group that became founded 1 year ago at this very event, Double or Nothing, defeating Death Triangle when Julia Hart truly became dark. Love her character progression, by the way, and presentation. Then took on the Acclaimed. Of course, Matt Caster, who gave us one hell of a mic drop. Anthony Bowens and Daddy Ass. And basically, simply put, during the Road 2, bruv, they got their asses kicked. All they focused on primarily this match is Anthony Bowens, literally targeting that knee, trapping him in heel hooks, keeping him isolated from his corner, much of this duration of the match. At one point, Malachi, anticipating the Sesame Timbers, put Bowens into a knee bar, then Buddy connected with the Meteora, but somehow Bowens was able to crawl over after rocking Malachi Black with a fresh kick. And then Malachi Black still stopped him, but he became the legal man. He basically just kept on crushing Bowens' leg every possibility that he could with ground and pound offense. Very calculated offense, by the way, shades of Randy Orton. Then Brody King grabbed the tag with a set-out senton on Bowens, and then smashed Bowens with the cannonball in the corner. Again, every time you thought that you might get a moment, the House of Black was one step ahead. And at one point, all hell broke loose on the outside with the friggin' falling cross-body from one side to the other to the subtle applause of Julia Hart by Brody King to, of course, Max Caster. Daddy Ass finally came in the match at the very end, looking like he was going to get the hot tag, threw shots at Buddy Matthews, at Malachi Black, and then Malachi Black hit him with what actually is being called AEW, the end. That spinning back heel kick, aka formerly called the Black Mass. How fitting of a name, by the way, the end, because that was the end of this match. One-sided, 90% of the time, clinic by the House of Black at the expense of the Acclaim, with Daddy Ass eating the fall.
Foolish team. Did you honestly think you had enough what it takes to dethrone the House of Black? Nah. Not even your raps could even tear down the mental fortitude of Malachi, Buddy, and Brody.
Yep.
So,
RuPaul Drag Race kid named Dominic. I mean, they were held Don DeMarco lines. Go check out the Don DeMarco show, folks, with James Hebert and King A-Train. But at the end of the day, what does the House of Black do? They manipulate and control the field psychologically, and then they turn that into a physical gain. And they did that here once again under open house rules. House of Black wins.
You know what they really could have done the whole time?
What?
If they wanted to win those titles, it's player's choice, right?
Yeah, but remember what Max Caster said? I think he took these open house rules for granted because imagine what sort of stipulation could have played to the challenger's advantage even for a second. Because I don't know about you, bro, but I'm pretty sure the Acclaim didn't get one near fall here.
Yeah. Like they could have literally just changed the stipulation, but they took this for granted like an absolute fucking idiot.
Yeah, they were foolish.
Like, bro. But hey, the house is. Can we be honest here? The House of Black is playing fair. They are legit playing fair. There's no shenanigans or anything.
No mist, no foolishness, no nothing. An open house. Yeah.
They're literally
Open
playing
house
fair.
is more flexible to the challengers. 20 count on the outside, disqualification enforced, dealer's choice. And they claim basically didn't even take advantage of the last rule and didn't get a chance to take advantage of any other rules either. At the end of the day, the House of Black owned them. Point blank.
Yeah, like, so I don't want to hear no bullshit saying that the house, cheated from any wrestler. Whenever they do a House of Black, a open house match, I don't want to hear shit from no challenger saying that this is unfair. They gave you the fucking keys saying that you could pick a stipulation. I don't give a fuck. We just gonna wrestle. And you don't, you are absolute imbecile.
Come one, come all. I like the key reference you did, by the way, there.
Yeah.
Well, the door is always open, and as far as somebody taking over the house, nobody's done it yet, and I don't know if anybody will.
Nobody for fucking will. Right?
Not right now in AEW, according to what I'm seeing. I completely agree. Shit. All right. But hey, a fun trios match for what it was worth. Nice mixtape, and I always enjoy watching the House of Black dismantle their opponents. And again, this time, subtle, simple finish. All three men were being confronted by Daddy Ass. Daddy Ass took it to war with them, and then got dropped with the end. All right. Let's go ahead and move on from there as we have our TBS Championship matches. It was Double or Nothing for La Vera Loca. Taya Valkyrie taking on Jade Cargill, looking to go 60-0. Layla Gray, by the way, hell of a presentation by both, with the biggest showgirls and the big pompous, that Taya Valkyrie always does. And then you have Jade Cargill, who this time wasn't sporting Warner Brothers. She was channeling her own demon, Slayer, with her attire. I approve as an anime fan. Anyway, as this match immediately kicked off. Oh, you're fine. Taya Valkyrie immediately looked for the road about Holland there going, knowing that the move was actually legal, but they traded forearms as Jade Cargill scouted that. Then Taya hit the sliding lariat, and they went down to the outside of the ring, trying to regroup with Smart Mark Sterling. Taya once again took advantage, jumping up the top turnbuckle, wiping out Sterling and Jade. And Taya ran Jade into the ring, then got her on the ropes and caught her with a sliding German suplex, while Layla Gray grabbed Taya's boots long enough for Jade to take back control of this match with that freaking ridiculous pump kick. Jesus Christ. Then Jade Cargill suplexed Taya onto the arena floor. As Jade planted Taya with a spine buster, Taya was still able to fight back. Then Jade dumped Taya first across the barricade and was finally brought back, though, with a lariat. Taya then folded Jade up with a nice blue thunder bomb, modified variation, for a near fall. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody wins the blue thunder bomb in this generation. Just putting it out there. It's a nice move, but it's a signature. At this point, though, Taya then set up Jade for the Widow's Peak, took her arms back behind her, and curve stomped her face into the friggin' mat. And then a short-range spear after Layla Gray tried to get involved, taking the champion off her feet. Then finally hit the road to Valhalla. We thought this was it. The freaking prophecy was going to be complete. 1, 2, not 3. 2 and 9 times. The road to Valhalla did not beat that bitch. Nobody couldn't believe it. And then somehow Taya was at pretty much wit's end. Didn't know what to do at this point. As Jay was able to kick out right before the 3 count. As Taya looked for some other fall offense, another road to Valhalla particularly, Cargill was able to counter, catch Taya, hoist her up, and Taya once again truly went double and nothing as she got jaded. And Taya Valkyrie falls to Jay Cargill, and that bitch went 60-0. And as the Titantron subtly showed, and Mark Sterling hyped up so much, there is nobody on Jade's level, but she will fight anytime, anyone, any place. The problem is, there is no one left. And subtly speaking, as far as challenging for the TBS title, there was nobody left. Or so we thought. It was August last year that this incredible athlete, more than woman, suffered a torn ACL and wasn't sure what she was going to do of herself in 6 to 8 months, figuring that the worst was literally right on her doorstep as she was just rising in her career. Didn't necessarily the perception she was going to receive either, didn't think she deserved it. Chris Statlander returned at Double or Nothing, and it's almost like she solely just was there by herself, just looking at the moment. There's Jade Cargill saying, come on in. The match was made official as the bell rang immediately. Ding, ding. We were underway. Immediately, Statlander demonstrated her strength. Caught her in the vertical suplex, but didn't drop her as Jade rocked her with a knee. Clubbed her in the back. Luther set her up for Jaded. Chris Statlander was able to fight back. And then finally plant Jade Cargill after rocking her with the Sunday Night Fever, formerly called Big Bang Catastrophe. Basically, folks, the Hito Ganache, Bester Driver. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris Statlander not only returned, but defeated the previous and is now the second ever and brand new, this prophecy long overdue, TBS champion. She is the 1 in 60 and 1. And now Chris Statlander is finally back to show us what she is capable of and looks to be the best TBS champion this company can have or has seen. I couldn't be happier for this moment. I said since Jade's undefeated streak started, if someone's going to be here within AEW, it has to be somebody that is as powerful, if not more powerful than her. Chris Statlander was that key candidate, and she did it. Couldn't be happier for this return or this comeback story, by the way. If you didn't watch The Road to, you owe it to yourself if you follow Chris Statlander or can relate to maybe what she's been through, mentally, particularly more than physically. Congratulations, Chris Statlander. You absolutely deserve it. Jade Cargill, thanks. See you around.
You know, it's crazy.
This was definitely a moment.
That's crazy. So, this is probably just me, but I didn't think she was going to come back and have a match right now.
I agree.
Because, like, so back into simply predicting, right?
Yep.
I said there was a 66.6% chance that Chris Statlander is going to return to Jade Cargill 1. Well,
Right.
the math was right all along.
Apparently.
And that did happen.
Yeah.
And I'm actually happy that, she's back. But holy shit, they threw me a curveball. She was actually going to wrestle today.
I did not. I pretty sure I said with you, if that title was going to change hands, I thought it would make sense to change it literally in a main event of AEW Dynamite on TBS. But I mean, hey, pay-per-view return too. I mean, for Chris Statlander, absolutely. I feel that's very well deserved and definitely a moment that nobody expected, but no one was definitely disappointed with.
Yeah, I ain't complaining.
So congratulations to Chris Statlander. And again, for what you can say about Jay Burke, she definitely demonstrated and set a precipice and a presence for that title. It's all about how the champion shows off the championship. So say what you will, but at the end of the day, somebody having a streak that long speaks values towards that title. I hope Chris Statlander can not only match it, but surpass it. And I definitely think she will, because there's no doubt in my mind Chris Statlander's going to make sure that this is a mainstay on AEW.
But there's one thing I am kind of curious about is what's going to happen to Taya.
Yeah.
Like, what's
She
next?
went double and nothing.
Yeah. And what else? When I look at the lineage between the TNT title and the TBS title, what the fuck? Wait, why do I do that? What lineage? The fucking TBS title only had one champion, now two. What
Correct.
the fuck, bro?
Yeah. And again, she picked her moment, and she was the one to become the one in 60 and 1. Chris Statlander was Jade Cargill's undoing.
Yep.
And now we'll see what happens from there. Again, though, extremely happy to see her back. Extremely happy to see her as champion. Congratulations, Chris Statlander. All right. Well, that being said, what's becoming a standard now lately in all wrestling promotions, it seems, we're not just going to give you a main event. We're going to give you more than one main event. And for the first time ever AEW, they did that as they called it their double main event. And this double main event...
Shit.
Agree. Let's just talk about the match or matches, and then let's go ahead and do the ranting. Because this match right here was not just match of the show, was not just match of the weekend. This might have been one of my favorite, if not one of my all-time favorites, fatal four-ways of all time, not just in AEW, but in wrestling in general. As the Pillars four-way was underway for the AEW World Championship, the champion, Master Jacob Freeman, MJF, the Devil came back to Las Vegas, hell of a presence, took on, Darby Allin, who definitely was chanting an all-time great, half dead. And of course, Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Sammy Guevara. By the way, congratulations. No matter what you think about a character, at the end of the day, folks, character, you gotta appreciate something as simple as life, particularly bringing in new life. Congratulations to Sammy Guevara, and particularly one who has been gone for the longest time due to injury. Now she's got even a longer reason to be gone, considering she's having a baby. They're going to be a family. Ty Metal is pregnant. Congratulations to the happy couple. As if Sammy Guevara had more than enough motivation with that woman. Man. And then, of course, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, first entrance. Nobody just even he suddenly had to clap for that. And so we were underway, and my God, the match, the retrospective, the callbacks, the awareness, the situations, the risks, everything told and done in this four-way to perfection became a reflection about the evolution of the genesis seen here in AEW surrounding these four men. Immediately, nobody gave a shit about MJF. MJF's like, nice. And he was being assaulted 3-on-1. Next thing you know, everybody's going after each other. At one point, we have a three-way dropkick standoff in the middle of the ring. Things picked up, though, after we had a double arm drag on Darby and Sammy, drawn by Jack Perry, who looked to dive and ate a clothesline, as MJF subtly showed us why he's the greatest player in the game and looked like he was going to die, but he lied and literally just told the fans off and even did the Rick Rude hip swivel, just once again instigating everybody because that's what he does.
Yep.
As Darby Allin took MJF off his feet, though, with a drop kick, then followed up the tope, driving that man all the way to California with the distance on that. Jesus Christ. And then Jungle Boy Jack Perry rocketed out with the tope of his own. Then Sammy wiped everybody out with the shooting star press. The fans couldn't get enough of what was going on here at this point. Darby once again tried for a tope, but then Sammy countered with a cutter. By the way, this was after we had crazy near-fall pin exchanges. We had chain reaction variations of Canadian Destroyers, and what I had to call at one point the submission rhombus with headlock, with a heel hook, with MJF falling into it seemed like tempted near submission. There was so many insane four-way angles here to count, all right? You owe yourselves, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, to watch this four-way. Anyway, Sammy hits MJF with a frog splash, feeling some Latino heat of his own. Nice near fall there. First near fall of the match, by the way. Then Darby Allin impaled MJF with a Scorpion Death Drop. Then MJF uses the Crossroads on Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and this is after Jungle Boy Jack Perry used the Kill Switch, and Sammy Guevara used the Code Breaker. Still not enough here. Nobody was able to get the fall. At one point, we're down to Sammy and MJF. MJF grabs the microphone and says, I know you got a baby. You need the money, man. Just lay down. Sammy says, okay, Max. I'll lay down. I'll take the money. Sweet. Wait for the inside cradle. Nearly cut MJF in there and then locked in the Lion Tamer. But not before, like I said, the submission rhombus came into play. Scorpion Deathlock and then STF and a heel hook. All four men were tied up. Bryce Rensburg was running laps. On the outside of the ring, Darby Allin set Jungle Boy Jack Perry and MJF on the barricade. That has got to be one of the most ridiculous, fast clotheslines I've ever seen. Bang, bang. Driving all three men over. And then as Darby Allin goes to the top rope, Sammy meets him there. Avalanche Spanish Fly. And both Jungle Boy Jack Perry and MJF eat a knee to the top of the head as all four men are down. All four men come back into play. And literally MJF is asking for it after all four men are slowly getting back up to their feet, instigating each other. Fun poke, fun poke, fun poke. Drop kick, drop kick, super kick combination by the three pillars. Once again, taking out the double for a moment. And once again, these three men are once again fighting on the outside of the ring. As all four men, like I said, they go for crazy pinfall attempts from the crucifix to the near fall, to the jackknife, to the near fall, to the inside cradle, to the near fall, to the victory roll, to the near fall. Good God freaking almighty. And then Darby Allin was going for the coffin drop on Sammy, but MJF knocked him off, and MJF used the I cannot believe he used this at the risk of probably a broken down wrist. Blonde bombshell on Darby Allin. But he injured himself and was unable to capitalize for the cover. By the way, the story with Darby Allin here, I love the continued callback. He would not take anything less than MJF, but a headlock takeover. And nearly 3 times before this, nearly caught with that. Why MJF almost caught with that too. A little callback that I can still beat you with this. As this match continued I kid you not. Continued. MJF wincing in pain. We're down once again to the pillars. MJF hits Sammy with a low blow. Darby and Jack trade strikes. MJF brings the world title into the ring. Scouts his spot. Pick his opportunity. MJF tries to jump on Jack Perry, but Jungle Boy Jack Perry denies it before Jack knocks MJF and Sammy out of the ring. It's down to Jungle Boy Jack Perry and Darby Allin. Jungle Boy Jack Perry with title in hand, the smoking gun, literally looking at shades of last year's Double or Nothing main event. Hangman, a choice of consciousness. He coming in as champion, trying to preserve it. Jungle Boy coming in as challenger, trying to claim it. Will you use the killer instinct? Do you have it? A subtle callback to the promos that MJF said when it comes to he and Jungle Boy are nearly the same, but you lack what's needed to be the AEW World Champion. Maybe there's more truth to those words than meets the eye. As Jungle Boy once again refused to break his own moral code, toss the title to the side, nearly gets caught in the Last Supper for a near fall by Darby Allin. But again, both these men still fighting back as much as possible. Sammy then crashed Jungle Boy Jack Perry with the GTH, and then Darby Allin goes for the coffin drop on Jungle Boy Jack Perry after Sammy is taken out. Resourcefulness, awareness of the environment, the situation, playing to the advantage of the rules. MJF, who could not get disqualified, places the towel on Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Darby Allin hits the cover drop on Jungle Boy Jack Perry with the belt in between them. Belt compressed on Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is incapacitated. Darby Allin has a rinsed back and subtly put MJF retains the AEW World Championship with a headlock takeover pin once again on Darby Allin. Woo!
This fatal four-way was fucking amazing.
Holy hell.
Besides the fucking spot of just straight Canadian destroyers, because that shit, bruh, Peter Williams having a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, you kidding me? You had the freaking springboard Canadian destroyer, you had the running Canadian destroyer, you had the standard Canadian destroyer, then you had a stepping stone Canadian destroyer on top of all that.
Like,
God!
Like, just as a spot, it's cool, but to me, it's kind of overdoing it, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, they did 5 variations of it. Tell me that's not overkill.
That shit killed my little thing. But other than that, this was a really good a fatal four-way, and the fact that they really showed out and literally, proved to everybody that this should be the main event. This should have been the main event, but it's not. And I'm mad as shit. This is what pisses me off. It's the fact that this was the one show you could have let the homegrown talent take home the main event. This should have been the show. The pay-per-view that started AEW should be ending the show with the homegrown talent that helped form this fucking business. Yes, this business was built by people who was already established. Kenny Omega, the fucking Bucks, John Moxley, Jericho, especially Jericho, that old fuck.
You're not wrong.
Like, they help Cody Rhodes. Yes, they help made to what this promotion is, so people can have a home, an alternative, and a other place to work to fight for championships and to make their names. Why you decided at the last minute to switch the main events is beyond my comprehension. This match should have proved to everybody that this should have been the fucking main event of the show. But no, you wanted to do it about the elites. No wonder people have a problem with the fucking elite. But, like, I'm happy MJF, fucking won the damn shit. Well, yes, I'm happy, like, MJF finally won the damn match, because it should have. MJF should have won.
Right.
Yes, Sammy had a baby. I don't give a fuck. MJF's winning the match.
Right.
You take the money, do your family, and that's it. You're not winning the belt. Your family's first, and get the fuck out of my face too. and and it's like if only things were switched on the card, I feel like this card would have been a little bit tolerable. Like Jungle Boy still being a bitch, still not using his knowledge on the fact that fatal four ways are no DQs. You should have known that. So why you have a problem taking the belt and not clocking this goofball on his head?
Right?
Pussy. But Darby Allin, just Darby Allin, bro. This man is just the fact that he's in his fucking 30s, I believe, and he's moving like he's a fucking teenager is beyond me.
The adaptive, relentless nature of Darby Allin,
He's
encouraged and
unpredictable.
reinforced and guided by Sting.
And Sammy Guevara is basically a fucking loco. What more to say about him? But
Yep.
But there was a spot that really makes MJF's statement really true. It's the fact that they got babysitters and to take after somebody. The damn Scorpion Death drop with Darby Allin. The unprettier / kill switch from Christian by Jungle Boy. And the Code Breaker Lion Tamer by Jericho, but Sammy took that now. It's like MJF did have a point. Y'all had fucking people that took you under their wing, and that's what you build yourself around. And look, you see it right there. So MJF is the only one that never took anything from anybody. Well, besides the fucking besides the Crossroads, but but he just mocking him because he played him for real.
True that. And beat him at Revolution 2020.
Mm-hmm. So it's like these are the future. The future is, bright. These are the homegrown talents. They have the precious gold. They have the main gold that usually main events pay-per-views, I guess. But it is what it is. You know what I would do now? This is what I would do, right? MJF would get on the mic and say, "This was my moment. This was my moment to show the world that that the four pillars were on top." But it didn't go like that, right?
Right.
We didn't end tonight with that, right?
No.
Wanna know who took that main event? The Elite. They took that from me. They took that from us.
Yep.
And now they're gonna pay.
As if they didn't pay already. I mean, what's to say about Anarchy in the Arena? Was it more batshit crazy than last year? It depends on your notion. Barbed wire, infused glass, whatever those poker
Some
chips
of
are made out
Onita
of.
shit was still there.
Yeah. The friggin', all that crazy shit. We had, all the men bleeding. We had forking. We had Claudio Castagnoli uppercutting everybody possible. Bryan Danielson looking like somebody in a trance, in a euphoria of blood and violence. We had screwdrivers. We had Don Cobbs. We had fight up the stands. Giant swing to a trash can. We had military press and pile drivers in a truck bed. And we had the most crazy spot of the freaking night, I guess you could say. An exploding super kick to one John Moxley, who had somebody trapped in a half crab. And then that shoe got PK kicked by Claudio into the audience. And then Matt Jackson suffered for it with a barefoot plant into thumbtacks. Ouch. As if that wasn't enough. By the way, Rick Knox, the only real casualty here, by the way. He was bleeding in the early going. I like that Kenny Omega, despite the fact he's from Canada, Captain America at one point to was stopped by Iron Man by Claudio Castagnoli. Nice little nod there to Marvel, and DC. As Kenny Omega's all about comic books, superheroes, and JRPGs. Respect.
Hell yeah.
And then, of course, at one point, you had all four men with Rise of Terminators. You had Heyman and Kenny Omega reuniting as a tag team. They were about to go for the last call, the Buckshot V-Trigger combination, but not before one Don Callis came in and instigated his way to distract him. Yuta gets a screwdriver. Screwdriver's the Hangman. By the way, Hangman's eyes healed. There was enough freaking buckshot lariats though in this match for one lifetime. And King Kong Bundy clotheslines by John Moxley. And as Kenny Omega dodged the screwdriver from the Yuta and hit a freaking V-trigger straight on the button, about to hit him with the One-Wing Angel. By the way, he hit the One-Wing Angel earlier, but somebody broke it up. Forget who. There was bodies flying everywhere. In the end, Don Callis did nothing. Stood there. And then, he tripped on his own, 2 feet. In comes a freaking Keiji Muto-esque Shining Wizard knee strike by a masked individual revealed as Konosuke Takeshita. And next thing you know, with a Yuta, plants Kenny Omega's head with a screwdriver, and ladies and gentlemen, with a Yuta, pinned Kenny Omega, and the Blackpool Combat Club wins.
I saw this coming.
Yeah, me too.
What? Like for those who didn't see this coming, for those who didn't expect that Takeshita was going to turn on the Elite, you're a fucking idiot. Because this was coming. If you missed it, that's on you.
The invisible hand always
Yes.
at work. Don Callis always with a plan and
Yes.
cutting out what he believes is cancer in his life in Kenny Omega. And he says he hasn't begun cutting. But he did start strangling him after the match as, let's just observe this also, Zero. The 4 men of Blackpool Combat Club stand up front in victory, while the 2 in the back, Konosuke Takeshita and Don Callis, stand over an incapacitated Kenny Omega in agony. There are 2 storylines here, but one thing's for sure. Kenny Omega, you are in hell right now, courtesy Don Callis, and the Elite right now are truly Blackpool Combat Club. There's no stopping this faction.
Yeah. You obviously think that Takeshita was going to be cool with you? Because, Kenny, you was being so shady as fuck. Well, not shady, but he goes, well, kind of shady. Like when you're around Takeshita, you've been acting like a dickhead.
Right.
And you didn't expect this will happen?
Right.
We know this is gonna lead to fucking Coda, but I'm just Kenny is not mentally ready for this battle at all. He is really not. Not even his friends will, help him in a sense.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because as we are near about to conclude, let's just go ahead and talk about what happened off air. As Kenny Omega says, I got a couple of close friends that might not be happy with what happened here, and I might need to go to them for some assistance. And one of those close friends happens to be very golden and seems very unimpressed or pissed. You tell me.
If it is Ibushi, that'd be kind of fun. But some people say it might be Okada. I'm like, fuck no. Okada, yes, Okada and Kenny are they're cool, but Ibushi is more closer to a Kenny than anybody else, to be honest with you. Especially their past and shit. But yeah.
So, they put, this was definitely a unique Double or Nothing. The original
This was
4.
a fucking bizarre double. Okay,
Yeah.
let me give you my honest.
I was about to ask,
complete
what's
review.
your overall, just simple take of this pay-per-view?
This shit was
Zero?
fucking bizarre. This shit was
Yeah.
bizarre. This was underwhelming. I'm real with you. This shit was fucking bizarre, underwhelming, and yes, it has some good shit here and there, but the fucking card and the fucking booking is just, I don't know how to feel. I don't really feel. Okay, this is one of probably not the only, but this is one of the only pay-per-view from AEW where I could legit say I felt disappointed and I felt underwhelmed. This was a 2-match show, the double main event. And what kind of makes me drop back to in uh Bizarro world is the fact that they switched the fucking main events and have the audacity to say this is a double main event. No, the fucking dude. The real main event is the pillars. They are the ones that is the new generation for this fucking business. They are literally the 4 pillars, which is debatable because it have a 4 because they are the pillars, but I guess I don't care. But these are the pillars, and they are here to change how this promotion is and ready to take over the main event spot, and doesn't need a ring general or a veteran to put them in there. They are ready. They want to show everybody that they're ready, and you just tell them, nah, that is fucking ridiculous. If I was the booker, I will make sure that 4 pillars match was the main event. And maybe we could start with, and maybe just to this is probably just me, but to kick things off on a high note, I would start with Anarchy in the arena. I would start with that to have a strong opening, and then close it with a strong main event.
Yeah.
But they decided to fuck with me, and I'm just like, bruh.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where, again, I feel like they looked more at just, the actual star power established versus the star power being established. But yeah, this was definitely a little bit of a bizarre pay-per-view to say at least in AEW's history for the going into summer. I mean, if nothing else, the scrum basically talks about MJF saying, I don't care about anybody at that indie fed NJPW company. So it sounds like they're building something with him versus somebody from NJPW. Speaking of Okada, of course, Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii will defend at Dominion this Sunday, the Neverweight 6-Man Tag Team Championships against Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Shota Umino. Shota looking to pin Okada, by the way, too, so we'll see how that goes. We, of course, got Lance Archer versus Will Ospreay. Winner will face Kenny Omega. Date to be determined. It might not be Forbidden Door right now at this point for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. And right now, Kenny Omega, you gotta wonder, what is he going to do? Obviously, he's not getting by a little help with his friends, but he definitely needs more help to begin with, as literally we are just mere seconds away from the fallout of Double or Nothing on AEW Dynamite.
Damn, really?
And they have put the following. TBS Championship match, Chris Statler defends against Nyla Rose. We will also hear from Jay White and Juice Robinson. In tag team match, it will be Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin taking on the Gates of Agony. Swerve Strickland takes on Big Bill, takes on Trent Beretta and Triple Threat action. Tony Khan will make an announcement about the debut of AEW Collision. Konosuke Takeshita and John Callis. Yeah, I know. Konosuke Takeshita and Don Callis will talk to us tonight for the first time regarding their actions in Anarchy Arena. We have Saraya and Chris Jericho taking on Adam Cole and Deborah DMD in mixed tag team action. And the Lucha Brothers and Bandito take on the Blackpool Combat Clubs, Kyle Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta in trios action.
Yeah.
As the fallout is about to commence and the summer for All Elite Wrestling truly begins, we thank you for once again tuning in to AEW Spark as the week of Double or Nothing has finally, good Lord Almighty, come to an end. And we will see now how things move forward or even change further in the entire AEW promotion with the impending arrival of Collision and the start of the Yo and much more too. That being said, again, go check out the scrum, particularly the MJF bit. That's all you really need to see. Check out the humility of Chris Statlander. Check out the zero fucks given by Tony Storm when it comes to the women's division and the championship and defending it as of lately. And so much more too. And thank you once again. We bid you now find out, dude. But before we conclude, Zero, always a pleasure as AEW is now on the air. I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing what might go down there. And if you want to promote, and where can we find you?
Okay. You can find me at Zero Channel Dash Zero, and on that channel if you want to see my other stuff, Pillar TV. But one thing I will plug is there has been 2 shows on my channels that happened today. One of them is the final day of the tournament. Well, the final 2 days just got done. But like, yeah, the Blossom League has come. Well, the Blossom League main tournament has come to an end, and we are on to quarterfinals, and the quarterfinals has been set for Group A is going to be Rain J taking on against Nova Totora. Whoever wins goes to the finals. And for Group B, Miss Quake is going to take on against Awari Makiho. For can that winner go up against the Group A winner, and they'll be known as the winner of the whole tournament, and will go to main event the Cinderella story for the world title. And the other show that just happened today. Frontline is back from a break because of fucking 2K23 recreating fucking characters is an absolute pain in the ass, but
I bet.
I finally got done doing the first show. Now I gotta edit the other show, and then all I can say is this: bigger arena. We in DC, our homeland for Frontline, because the DMV feds are strong. But yeah, so yeah, that's all I gotta plug. And the Lucha Bros and Bandito, the fucking three Musketeers is here. So
Well, if nothing else, it should be a party, and it should be a fun trios opener. And I'll put that on my TV here shortly. And Zero, it's always a pleasure doing this with you, and I'm always happy to cover whatever I can for Owen and other participants too. And folks, again, if you want to know more about me, know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Why, I barely have a voice left, but I digress. So find me on the Twitter and YouTube, primarily at Foster1916. For all things wrestling, shout out, of course, the entire ATW family on the Twitter. We definitely will come back some point in June with another ATW view regarding things that have transpired and things to come too. Stay tuned for
Which by the way, I will interject and say that will be a crossover episode because Forbidden Door coming up. Like we did last year, making it an annual thing. ATWV rundown crossover, so stay tuned for that.
That's fair for the producer, man. Appreciate it.
Fuck with y'all.
Somebody has to, right?
Yeah.
Also, stay tuned for me and JJ Williams of Castlevania Studios. We will give you, for members only, on his YouTube channel, watch along coverage for NXT Battleground. There will be budget friendly, because I'm broke, simple takes for Night of Champions and AEW Double or Nothing on the upcoming days too, across my simple YouTube channel and Castlevania Studios as well, with me and JJ. James might tag along for Double or Nothing, depends on the timing, so stay tuned. And then following that, stay tuned, like you said, the Wrestling Rundown's coming back. I'll be a part of that. We got Dominion coming up, and the Summer of AEW is about to begin too. So much more ahead in the entire professional wrestling industry. But as always, let it conclude, there are no winners, no losers, no betters. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too. Treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell on those videos live on demand on this channel or any channel under FTW Productions. Hit the subscribe button. I assure you our YouTube content creativity and our passion is not letting up anytime soon. For Zero, for James, for the entire FTW crew, for my ATW fam, for anybody that's a fan of AEW, I thank all of you once again for tuning in to AEW Spark as we now pull the plug on this conversation. So until next time, make a positive impact in life and have a good night, for we are AEW.
It's out of my hands.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Button Master Stable Wars entire playlist. FTW Productions Watch Party for WrestleMania Go Home Raw. Mistress Audio Dramatic Readings featuring voice actors from Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All Retro Wrestling Review Series videos on demand and upcoming. All WrestleMania themed retros available now on demand. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Let's Play Series. WrestleMania 19 Revenge Mode Let's Play Series. All of A Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Both episodes of The Don DeMarco Show. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indie Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Cassidy 18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting. Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news. ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8. Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.